All right, people. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? So, Taylor Catterall. Taylor Catterall. Live watch along. Don't know if this is going to do quite as good in numbers as last week's. The Amir Khan, Kell Brook one, that pulled in some serious views. That done real well. But we'll see. We'll get a few people in the chat. We're into the fifth round of this Scottish Heavyweight Championship fight between Jay McFarlane and Nicky Campbell. And I've been kind of setting the stream up in between round, well, in between, like kind of, and I gotta say, I ain't been too impressed. Give me one second. Yeah, sounds fine there. Yeah, so I'm literally doing what I did last week because it's a good angle over there, and I have it on TV. This Jay McFarlane guy, I've seen him. I think I've seen him in Ultimate Boxer, which actually I think Ben Shalom helps with, or he was the guy who invented that. Like it's basically Prize Fighter, just with a different name, just to rebrand the Prize Fighter. Honestly, both these guys look garbage. Both these guys look absolutely garbage. Like this Jay McFarlane guy, I swear to God, I big up to Jamie every time Punch Perfect Boxing. You know something? I think you hit in because he's going. You're going live straight after this, aren't you, for the aftermath show? I think you picked the right watch along. I think you, holy mother of God, like this Nicky, like I'm just, I'm sorry, mate, but I'm looking at both these guys swinging, and like it's strangely entertaining because both these guys look absolutely spent. I mean, the guy Jay McFarlane here, I'm looking at on screen. He doesn't like. He looks like they've got this guy out of a pub, and he's got the Joker hair. And this Nicky Campbell guy is his mouth wide open, breathing. They're looping shots, and man, man, this is bad. Like it's fun to watch, but like both these guys are very poor. A big up to Jamie. He's going live straight after this, straight after the card, and obviously he's doing a live watch along tomorrow on the Cody show, and that one's going to be good. I reckon. I reckon you'll do good numbers on that one, mate. I really do. But thank you again for the super chat, mate. I appreciate the £8.99 and Mr. Tez as well for the £4.50. I appreciate that as well, mate. A shout out to everyone in the chat, even to Dan, even to Tony. Big up to you, my man. Stopped in to say salute, man. Tony, appreciate you dropping in. Appreciate the support you give the channel every time. Yeah, these guys are absolutely garbage. You know, I'd only seen Jay McFarlane on that prize fighter tournament. Whereas Nicky Campbell, I haven't talked about him much on the channel, but I have seen him and he's never impressed me. And like he's such a big lumps of a man. And he's just like his mouth is wide. Like both these guys, how these guys can even do the rounds, like is beyond me. This is a 10 rounder. It's like both guys look. Oh wow, good right hand from Nicky Campbell goes in there, and there's no head movement. I don't even think Jay McFarlane can have the energy to hold his hands up because he's just getting another right hand goes in. Oh, and he's taking these. Oh man, that's not nice, man. And the thing about Nicky Campbell is there's no real power in his shots because he's so tired. My days, these guys are poor. My days. Where are you? Well, I can't reach my knee up that high, mate. But they're there, they're there. Don't worry, don't worry. I just switched it around, so like it's weird. Right? If I wanted to do this in the normal seat, the angle of the TV where I'm watching this is too awkward, so I'll be literally sitting like that the whole time, and I just don't want to look right. I just want to look right. I don't think. But believe you me, they are ripped as always. I literally won't buy jeans these days if they're not ripped, mate. I don't know why. I just like them. Holy mother of God, he's taking them shots. He's got a bloody nose now. Oh, big up to Sean Hodgebox and every time. Nick Harmer, appreciate you. Appreciate the support with the family. Of course, mate. Family matters come first every single time. But appreciate you coming in, dropping in, just even the comment. Appreciate that. Man, Deontay Wilder in the same name, in the same breath as these guys is an insult. Both these guys are garbage. Like, I knew Nicky Campbell was bad. And again, I'd only seen McFarlane once, or I think I seen him once anyway. And gee, he's taking right hands and he's swinging. Neither of these guys have any stamina. And see, McFarlane's getting hit flush, but Campbell is so his stamina is so bad himself, and he's swinging and missing that I don't think he even has the power. Oh, another right hand goes in, another right hand misses over the top. Again, he is just swinging for the fences and just trying hoping anything lands. If anything is going to happen, I reckon it's going to be McFarlane getting stopped, but I reckon he's going to get stopped standing. I don't think Nicky Campbell has the strength to actually get some decent power behind these shots. Jesus, his face is mashed up. Jesus Christ. That Joker hairstyle, the green hair he has, is going to be red soon because he looks to be bleeding. My days. And more shots. If I was the referee, honestly, like I know there's not much power in these, but mate, I'd stop the fight if I were you because he is taking these shots flush. He's not going down, but he's taking a lot of shots. The referee's just looking on, but I don't know. I don't like seeing fighters take this many shots, especially when they're knackered like this. And these are big guys. Like it's not like you're talking. Oh, another right hand goes in. The referee really should. I think he is having a look. And left hook, like Nicky Campbell's got no concept of defense himself because if he was in there with a guy who can counter punch, he is going to get his head taken off. I think Robisi Ramirez versus Donovan is on. That's the fight I'm really looking for. Oh, right hand goes in there for McFarlane. Yeah, textbook boxing says corner should stop it. I agree. The referee should stop it. He's in the middle of it. I think a minute and 10 seconds to go. The referee needs to stop this fight because someone's going to end up getting hurt in here. That McFarlane guy, I guess first. Oh, another right hand just misses an uppercut. And Nicky Campbell looks. I look like it hurt that body shot. He just kind of backs up. I think McFarlane knows that. That was weird. That body shot went in from McFarlane, just kind of backed Nicky Campbell up. He kind of just took a step back and had a bit of look of grimace at his face there. And he's trying to move. Man, these guys are garbage. I keep saying that, but they really are. But at the same time, it's kind of fun to watch in a weird way. That's why I say boxing has entertainment at all levels. So it doesn't have to be the elite of the sport. Like this is the kind of fun little scrap. You know what it is? It's like seeing two guys having a little dust up in a pub. You know, that sort of way where they're just like, let's just start swinging. Nicky Campbell trying to move around. They should stop this fight though. They should. But I think the fight that's on next is Robisi Ramirez versus Donovan. I'm looking forward to that fight. Donovan looked left hook goes in. No, oh Jesus, he swung in and missed there. Donovan looked very drawn on the scales yesterday, as did Josh Taylor. Now, Josh Taylor said this is the comfiest he's ever made, 140 pounds. That is, I've seen him look a lot better at 140, and I mean recently. I'm not talking about a couple of years ago when he was more kind of built into that weight. Recently, he's looked better at 140 pounds. So I would say, geez, that's a big right hand in the replay. I would say that this is probably Josh Taylor's last fight at 140. Would not shock me if we see him go up to 147 pounds. And it wouldn't shock me if we see him fight someone like a Maurice Hooker in his next fight. Or his first fight at 147 pounds. That wouldn't shock me in the slightest. Rematch. You want to see a rematch of this, mate? I don't really want to see a rematch of this, man. It's a fun little watch, but mate, will be a Josh Taylor stoppage in the late rounds. Don't see Catterall having a chance. Let's have a. I'm amazed this has gone 7. I'm amazed either guy could go 7 rounds. To be honest with you, it looks. Oh, there's right hands going in from Nicky Campbell again. Hearn is desperate for Collie. Yeah, well, he was like that ever since the Collie turned pro. Whoa, there's a kind of left hook uppercut that drops Jay McFarlane, and that's a lockdown, legit knockdown. I wish someone would let Adam Smith know. He doesn't need to speak. Yeah, I have the commentary turned down, so I don't have to hear him. I got away with that there. I remember hearing you say, and he does do this, and it bugs the crap out of me as well, mate. When he right hands and hooks going in from a referee should stop the fight. It bugs the crap out of me when you're watching the entrance and he's constantly talking over it. That peeves me off as well. I don't like that either. Oh, look at that, man! Stop the fight for God's sake! Jesus Christ, referee! I'm not someone who goes for like quick stoppages or stuff like that, but like the guy is that. Look at that! Man, come on, stop the fight. Like he's taking right hands and shots left, right, and centre, and he's not firing back, and he's taking them flush. Just stop the goddamn fight. The poor lad's going to get his brain splattered if you don't. He's been down. He's taking shots unanswered, clean, flush. He's barely tucking up. He's barely throwing back, and the referee's just looking at it like, come on, man. More shots going in there from Nicky Campbell. I'm not really commentating on this. I'll commentate more on the next two. But God almighty. This guy, well, to be fair, he's got heart. Most guys would have just gone down. voluntarily from somebody. Another right hand goes in, and another uppercuts, hooks. Another uppercut goes in from Nicky Campbell. He's hitting the heavy bag. But McFarlane is still game. I guess, as I said at the start, for them, the Scottish title seems like everything. It's getting like that with the Irish title over here, to be fair. A car park brawl levels don't get much lower than this, yeah. And I wouldn't mind, but Nicky Campbell is kind of. He's got. No, he doesn't. I thought you had him there. Nicky Campbell is being built by Sky. Like, they're putting him on these cards. He's promoted by a guy in Belfast called Mark Dunlop. Again, there you go. About bloody time, referee. About bloody time. And Jay McFarlane is looking like, why are you stopping the fight? Because you're getting absolutely battered from pillar to post. And Nicky, he can barely stand. Man, that was poor. I mean, Sky have Nicky Campbell, that Steve Robinson guy who lost, I think it was on the Eubank card. They really are scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes to heavyweights. I mean, off the top of my head, what good heavyweights do they have? Off the top of my head, their best heavyweight is Nathan Gorman. When Nathan Gorman is your best heavyweight, you're in trouble. There's really no one left at 140. No, there isn't. And there's no need for Josh Taylor to wait for the guys at 135 to come up to 140. That's not needed. You could say he's not fought Zepeda, but Zepeda, he has nothing. Like, obviously, for me, like, Zepeda is better than Catterall, so it would be a better way to go out fighting someone like Zepeda than the Catterall. I take it back. These two guys are warriors. Well, they have heart. They give them that, but not much else. Good evening to Naz. The auditory called that a slip. Said he was open to fight Lopez at 140. He said he was open to a fight at 140. Yeah, well, I think Lopez against Taylor, I'd pick Taylor. If he's fully fit and he can do 140 comfortably, I'd pick Taylor. Definitely over Teofimo Lopez. I think Teofimo Lopez, he needs to get this move to Eddie Reynoso. Although saying that, his dad is still going to be the main guy in the corner. I don't like that myself. I think he needs to just tell his dad to do one, take a back seat, because his dad is a bad influence on him. His dad's a mouse. That's all he is. I don't like Lopez Senior. I like watching Teofimo as a fighter. I think he's tremendously talented, but mentally, I just don't think mentally he's there. And I think mentally he's quite weak, Teofimo Lopez Jr. And I don't think having his dad around is helping him. I think that if he wants to improve, he needs to just get a brand new. Like, Eddie Reynoso may help, but still having his dad there. Like, I wonder how that would go if Eddie Reynoso was saying, you need to do this. And Teofimo was saying, no. My son, we're doing this. That ain't going to work. Watch some highlights, but don't know much, G-Man. But what chance do you give Bivol against Canelo? Good question, mate. Good question. I give Bivol a better chance than most. Honestly, him and Benavidez are the two fights that I think. I mean, I knew Beterbiev wasn't going to happen, but if you want to add Beterbiev to that, I would say the order of most difficult would be Beterbiev, Bivol, Benavidez. In my opinion, I think that Bivol's timing, his jab, his speed. Was it Jamie? I think it was Jamie who said it, that Bivol has wanted this Canelo fight for a while, to the point where he's coasted a lot in his fights. And I agree wholeheartedly with that statement, by the way. I think he has as well. I think that he has had opportunities in them fights to step on the gas, and he's not done it because he's been cognizant of getting this Canelo fight. But it's almost like he's done it for so long, like he's kind of stagnated, kind of in that mindset, if you get me, of just kind of going through a fight rather than grabbing a fight and just throwing it away, sort of way, like just like, I'm winning, I'm superior, crash bang, wallop, done. I think that Jamie's spot on with that assessment, and that could come back to bite Bivol in this fight, because fighting guys like Craig Richards, who are good fighters, but they're nothing like Canelo. Canelo will be able to make the necessary adjustments, I would imagine, pretty damn quickly to what Bivol is doing. And if Bivol has got into the mindset of just kind of one paced mindset, if you get me, where it's just like, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to do it, I'm going to go through a fight like this. If he gets into that mindset, oh man, Canelo will be able to change it up and go through the gears. And if Bivol is kind of staying at like third gear for the whole fight, it's not going to work out well. But I give him a chance. I would go 60-40 in Canelo's favor. 60-40 Canelo. If he was training Reynoso, he'll be unstoppable in a couple of years. We need to watch the space with Teofimo Lopez. The loss, for me, that loss is really. We'll need to see how he looked post loss, because I'm telling you now, and again, it might have been Chris Andre who said it. And I agree with Chris. If it was Chris, I'm not sure who said it, but I agree with this statement. Is that we, well, not me personally, and not most people in YouTube, we don't do this because a loss isn't the end of the world. But a lot of fighters think the O is everything. So essentially, when they lose said O, even if it's to a great fighter like George Kambosos Jr., who's a tremendously talented fighter, to them, that is detrimental. That's devastating. So they come back almost a shell of themselves just from having that one loss, which is crazy when you think about it in reality. I mean, like, there's been some of the greatest fighters of all time who've taken L's, multiple L's in some cases, and yet some of them improved. They came back better, but most of them came back and they said okay, and some of them avenged them, some of them didn't, but some of them went on to get great wins after that. Whereas, like, you look at Josh Kelly, is a good example. I think Jamie was saying in his stream last night that he doesn't know Josh Kelly. He knows people who know him and said he's not taking this loss well at all. I think he's going to be. We will never see the same Josh Kelly. He'll never have the same. I was never high on Josh Kelly anyway, but the energy, the spring in his step that Josh Kelly had, and you could see that he had that. Like, even though I used to look at Josh Kelly and think you're a knockout waiting to happen, you could see he had energy. You can see he had a certain zest to his game. He had a spring in his step. I reckon that's going to be gone. I reckon whenever he comes back, because he's still a boxer, that spring in his step is going to be gone. And I just think that Josh Kelly is going to be one of them guys that, is it Pancho boxing or official boxing, who does it when hype jobs get exposed? I don't really call Josh Kelly a hype job, but where it's going to be a case of Kelly was this, it was that. I remember Boxing Legends TV. They were like, and they got like a couple of million views for it. They were like, does this fighter have a sixth sense? And Josh Kelly only after like 3-0, 4-0. And I was like, I've not been impressed with Josh Kelly since he turned pro. What am I missing? But like, literally, what am I missing? And he's doing that against journeyman. 7th round knockout for Taylor. I think I went for the 7th as well. I think I went for the 7th or the 8th round for Taylor. Put a tenner on the 6th. That's not a bad odds. Don't bet big. Yeah, I don't bet at all, to be honest with you, mate. I don't bet at all. And don't worry, I've got plenty more juice to go on. Plenty more juice where that came from. What fight is happening now? So literally, Nicky Campbell versus Jay McFarlane just finished. As far as I'm aware, they might put in a show filler. I hope they don't do that. But I think it's Ramirez versus Donovan next. And that's a fight I've been looking forward to. I know a few people as well are going to be looking forward to that fight. Yeah, I think it is Donovan versus McFarlane, or McFarlane versus Ramirez next. You think GGG last fight will be Canelo will lose or draw? Yeah, I'm going to be frank. He probably is. I think Canelo's going to knock Triple G out, or at least stop him. I like Triple G. I've always liked him, and it's going to be, if he goes out getting stopped by Canelo, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to watch. But Triple G wanted the trilogy with Canelo. That is what he wanted. That's what he's been chasing. He's basically got it, provided both guys win. He's basically got it. And I reckon that that's going to be Triple G is farewell. But you've been good to me boxing, but farewell. Yeah, we've got Ramirez versus Donovan next. I'm actually looking forward to this fight. Yes, the Yazim. That was a good scrap. Oh, don't get me wrong, mate. Like, I'm all for being entertained when it comes to boxing. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that fight was entertaining. It definitely was. I got my cranberry juice for the evenings proceedings. Like, that fight was entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but both guys aren't going to do much in the sport. They really aren't. Both guys are not. I might just clear this now. I'll just have it for the rest of the evening. There's still a good bit left. Yeah, it's going to be a mad Saturday night. We're on the cranberry juice. I'm not on the Lucozade. On the cranberry juice, going a little bit nicer. But yeah, it was a good little scrap. But this fight's going to be good. Mark my words, man. This fight is going to be very good. Ramirez versus Donovan. Honestly, I think Ramirez is going to win. But Donovan causing an upset wouldn't shock me because this is like a world title fight to Eric Donovan. Donovan was a good amateur, but see, here's the thing, guys. Right, this is why a lot of Irish boxers in the pro games don't do much. Is the Irish scene? It's so hard to stay consistent with fights, even pre 2020. I mean, I'll give you an example. In 2019, which was a year where everything was open, there was two two shows in the Republic of Ireland. There were no count up north. A lot of them are MTK shows, and a lot of fighters in Ireland don't get contracts with MTK. There was two shows all year. So if you turned pro in 2019 and you weren't leaving the country, you had two shows to work with. In 2019, that is terrible. And if you look at the UK, if you go on Boxrec, now I know the UK is a much bigger country than Ireland, has a much bigger population. There's 5 million people in Ireland, there's 60 odd million in the UK. There's shows up and down the country. I get that. But the opportunity is just vast. I mean, you could turn pro. I know you have to pay for a lot of them cards to get on them, but I big up the Jim McDonald boxes as well, by the way. But you have to pay to get onto a lot of them shows. So, but nevertheless, you could still get onto them. You might get some sponsors who'll help you along the way, and you get your record up. You're staying in consistent camp. In Ireland, you've got literally nothing. Like, there's a show on in Cork in April, and it'd be nearly three. That'd be the first show in Ireland in nearly 3 years in the Republic. Anyway, there's been in Belfast, obviously, but in the Republic, I mean, 3 years, nearly 3 years since the last show. So that's a reason why you don't get a lot of good guys coming up. Now, when Eric Donovan turned pro, he turned pro on the Irish scene, so he was fighting in small hall shows. There wasn't a lot going on for Eric Donovan, so he kind of, I don't say wasted, but there wasn't much he could do. He was fighting Bulgarian journeyman in 4 rounders or 6 rounders if he was lucky, trying to step up. And now he's 36. This is like a world title fight to him, you know? And that's one of the reasons why, as I said, you don't see a lot of good Irish fighters because they're not active. There's no shows on. And big up to seeing the commentary. Big up to Hannah Rankin doing a good job on commentary. I had her on the channel before. That Jamie Farrell looked like a backwards Incredible Hulk. I thought he had the Joker's hairs, the green hair that the Joker uses. Yeah, Natasha Jonas. Yeah, I wouldn't kick her out of the bed. I'll tell you that. Yeah, and the cranberry juice. I'm on the cranberry juice because I just like it. I just like it, mate. Yes, I just like it. See Ron McIntosh in the background. Um, what do you think is next for Natasha Jonas? Hannah Rankin. I think Hannah Rankin will batter her. Hannah Rankin is like a natural 154 pounder. She is natural at that weight, and she's big at that weight too. She could, if she went back to middleweight, she wouldn't be small. If you're talking about Natasha Jonas, this is a girl who fought Terry Harper at Super Feather less than 2 years ago. Eric Donovan on his way to the ring, Lily White Lightning. Lily White is basically a reference to Kildare. That's where Eric Donovan is from. And Kildare in Ireland is known as the Lily White County. So that's why he calls it Lily White Lightning. In case anyone's wondering why he's Lily White. A difference between boxing and MMA, UFC is a loss. Is how a loss can impact the fighter. MMA, it doesn't seem to have much of an effect. Improves, and they can still sell tickets. Exactly, and I think that's the way it should be. Now, in MMA, there's more ways to lose. That's why you very seldom see fighters like Khabib who go undefeated because you could be the best striker in UFC. You could be knocking guys out left, right, and center, and then you meet a guy. All right, he's not on your level of striking, but he can take you down and he can nullify you, and there you go. Or you could end up getting taken down by and just you're not defending properly. Remember Brock Lesnar in his second it was his second MMA fight. I think it was his UFC debut. Was it Frank Mir he fought? And they're both on the ground, and Frank Mir just happened to kind of roll over, get into it like it was a leg, it was like a lock on the foot or something, and that was it. It was over. Brock Lesnar tapped out, and it's just like that, so sudden. And I think Brock Lesnar was. I remember watching that fight because I did watch for the UFC. I remember Brock Lesnar when he was in UFC, and that was so sudden as well. He was in control, and then boom, just a simple little kind of roll around. Oh, we got the leg, boom, done, tapped out, gone. And Brock Lesnar was grossly overrated, I think, in UFC. I think Brock Lesnar was like I'd have picked John Jones, I'd have picked Stipe, I'd have picked DC. I'd have picked all of them to beat the crap out of Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was strong, really good in the ground, good grappler, good wrestler. But like Brock Lesnar was overrated at UFC anyway. But to be fair, like look at what other wrestlers have done, like CM Punk when they went to UFC. They didn't do anything, so we've done better than them. But like Brock Lesnar was like overrated in my opinion at UFC. He was always teasing a comeback. Remember he fought in UFC 200 and he got popped. Obviously, if you don't have to look at Brock Lesnar, and you know he's juiced up to the eyeball. Ramirez in the ring. Rabisi, Ramirez, Eric Donovan. Man, it's going to be a good fight. This is actually going to be a really, really, really good fight. I'm looking forward to this one. Get your picks. Get your picks in the chat now. Ramirez and how? Or Donovan and how? UD, KO, split decision, TKO, corner stoppage. Don't be surprised if we see a towel get thrown in. I'll just say that. Don't be surprised if we see a towel get thrown in. That wouldn't shock me in this fight. But Ramirez, rough start to Ramirez. Laura's going for Donovan. All right. By point, Donovan's not the biggest puncher in the world. He's more, how would I rate Donovan's power? He's more a volume kind of guy. He'll wear you down with volume as opposed to actually concussing you. You know, that sort of way. He's not the biggest puncher in the world. Howard Foster, Ian John Lewis, Marcus McDonald, the judges. Ian John Lewis and Howard Foster. I've seen both of them do some real poor scorecards. Victor Loughlin's a good referee. He refereed Cam Brook. And who's that? Is that who's the because they had a different guy who was doing the ring announcements there a little while ago. So I wonder who that guy in the ring is now. Yeah, he was always terrified to get hit. Oh, she's a Lily White. All right, so you're from Kildare. Would you be hit for the Donovan's from a tie? I've never been at a tie, but I hear it's meant to be very nice. But yeah, you're from the same neck of the woods as Eric Donovan. All right. I'd say Kildare just be out in force when he fights. He is literally like him and Roy Sheehan when he used to fight. They were like Kildare, like through and through. They're both from a tie, I think, actually, as well. Roy Sheehan, that's a fighter who could have been a world champion. I mean, he's still alive, but he's not boxing anymore. It's a shame. He never got any real like deal turning pro, and he had a lot of kind of managerial things go tits up, and he was talented. I mean, for example, I'll give you an example. Jack Cullen was taken out, decimated in a round by Roy Sheehan a couple of years ago. The same Jack Cullen who gave Felix Cash a good fight. The same Jack Cullen who beat Avni Yildirim. Yeah, that Jack Cullen took him out in a round, no problem. Literally, it was painful. He just beat the crap out of him. So, Ramirez getting announced. That's a good fight. And it's nice to see the arena. It is the SSE Arena in Scotland. Capacity full. Both fighters getting their instructions. Victor Loughlin, St. Michael's Boxing Club is a big club. Yeah, it's a big one. A tie. That's where both them guys were trained together. They were on the Irish team for many years. Donovan, didn't he fight? No, he sparred Lomachenko. He got some good wins in the amateurs with Eric Donovan. He got some good wins in there. And this is Donovan's natural weight, 126 pounds. This is his natural weight. So he's not going to look as, because the size difference was bad against Zell Barrett. All right, let's see how we go. Eric Donovan, Rabisi Ramirez, or Robesi Ramirez, however you pronounce it. Donovan on the back foot, probing, looking to flick the jab. Ramirez straight away looking to cut the ring off on Eric Donovan. So Donovan just looking to probe with the jab circling around the ring. Ramirez again, looking to get in, landing some hooks with Donovan back up against the ropes, but he sees them coming, doing a good job blocking them. That's interesting. What Ramirez is doing, he's just slowly getting in with his feet. But Donovan, nice little combination, lands a body shot on Ramirez. Oh, I think that shot kind of backed Donovan up a little bit there. Just a little hard jab that kind of, you saw Donovan kind of take a little step back. Getting pushed back up against the ropes, I don't like to see that this early on anyways. Put on the back foot straight away. Don't like Ramirez's body. Yeah, it does look a bit soft, but I've seen that with several fighters. Look at Mikey Garcia, never had abs, always had a soft body. Donovan just threw a left hook back there. Ramirez back to the work on the body. Donovan's punch output is very low by his standards. You'd expect to see him. Whoa! Donovan's down already. Down already from a right hand. and that was legit. Not really hurt, but Donovan down in the first round. Nightmare start for Eric Donovan. I wonder if something up with him, because I'm normally used to seeing him be a lot more heavy with volume. And there are actually good right hand lands from Eric Donovan. He's not hurt, so Rosie Ramirez be well advised to not go balls to the wall straight away, because that was a kind of flash knockdown, looked more balanced than anything else from Eric Donovan. But some good shots going in there from Rosie. And as I said, Donovan's someone who is known for his volume, and he's really tentative in this first round. Right hand goes in from Rosie Ramirez. Lands another one. That's a good jab as well. Donovan kind of looking at no man's land, but Donovan lands a few shots of his own. Backs Ramirez up. Has it in center ring now. Ramirez is looking to like this. The hand's there. Oh, right hand goes in. Donovan, I think, is hurt. I think he felt that. Definitely took a shot. Some body shots from Eric Donovan. They don't seem to affect Ramirez in the slightest. And again, he's being pushed back up again the back foot. Ring's being cut off quite well by Ramirez. Some good talent on offer. Ramirez, yes, he had a rocky start to his pro career, but he seems to really be comfy now. And I think Donovan, body shot goes in from Ramirez. Donovan just can't seem to take center ring at all. It's just pushed on the back foot. And when you're on the back foot, your power is negated, unless you're David Hay or someone like that. Donovan again tries to land some shots, but they're missing. He had a lot more success early on against Alpha Barrett. He's a much bigger guy, much more imposing type of guy, but doesn't have the background that Ramirez has. Two-time Olympic gold medalist. Need I say any more? Bad first round for Eric Donovan. Very bad first round. Very poor. Donovan, again, it looks to me as though, I don't want to say there's anything wrong with him per se, but I'm used to seeing him be a lot more active. Let's have a look. Yep, left hook went in. Again, he wasn't hurt, but it dropped Eric Donovan. It wasn't like the left hook he got hit with himself a Barrett. I mean, how he got up from that is beyond me. But left hook went in, a good left hook. The feet just went, and down goes Donovan. Not a crisis. Not a crisis for him just yet. But again, he's normally a lot more heavy with the volume. Packy Collins giving him instructions in the dressing room. An excellent trainer was Packy Collins, to be fair. He's a very good boxing brain. Very good boxing brain. So he's getting his instructions. It's going to be interesting to see now what approach Eric Donovan takes into this second round. Ramirez looking calm, looking cool, looking collective. Looks ready to go. Let's see round two. Will this go the distance, or will we see Ramirez get a knockout? Has decent power, does Ramirez. I think Donovan knows that now. Might not have the one-punch knockout power of his Alpha Barrett, or the concussive power of that, but definitely he has enough power to bother Eric Donovan, and he's put him in his place. He's respecting it. Right hand goes in there, and Donovan again backed up. I think that he feels Ramirez's power, and he's thinking, I need to be careful, I need to be cautious. Potentially it could have been in the Barrett fight that, yes, he felt Barrett's power, but he knew that this guy wasn't the most accurate. The body shots go in from Eric Donovan. Ramirez just lands, looks and says, that it? I've taken harder shots like that in sparring. And again, landed some more shots. Defense isn't on point for Donovan. Defense definitely isn't on point. He's getting hit a little bit too frequently, a little bit too clean. His judge distance needs to be a bit off. Good body shot. That was a good jab to the body by Ramirez. Donovan retaliates, but comes to no real effect. Ramirez retaliates, lands an uppercut on the inside. Again, Donovan, his timing looks, big left uppercut goes in from Ramirez. Donovan took it well, but he's getting backed up quite badly. Retaliates, but there's not much on them shots. Very amateurish from Eric Donovan. He's looking to score points with them shots as opposed to actually keep his opponent off. Ramirez is like, I'll take them all day, and here, have an uppercut for your troubles. And these shots from Ramirez are stinging shots. They're hurtful shots. Eric Donovan trying to push it back. Lands a good body shot, gets it back in center ring. Swelling on top of the eye of Eric Donovan, but lands a left hook. This is a good left hook by Eric Donovan, but again, not much real power on it, not much force. He's not really sitting into these shots. They're more arm punches. Whereas Ramirez, when he's landing, they're having an effect on Donovan. But Donovan is actually having a better round this round. He is landing. There's not much on them. But yes, jab goes in from Eric Donovan there. He's doing more in this round than he did in the first. The first round, it looked very cautious, very cagey. And he let himself get put onto the back foot. He's still doing it now to an extent in this round. Oh, uppercut missed there from Ramirez. That looked like it would have hurt if he got hit. Left hook lands from Ramirez. Make no mistake about it, although Donovan is having a better round in this round, Ramirez is winning. He is in charge. When he lands, it's bothering Donovan. I think there's blood coming from the eye of Eric Donovan already. As I said, don't be surprised if we see a towel get thrown in at some point in this fight. Don't be surprised if we see that. And Donovan is just biting on all these feints. You can see it with the hands. He seems almost unsure of himself in there. Unsure of what's going to come back. Very wary of what's coming back. It's like he's feeling the power of these shots. He doesn't want to know. He's very wary about that. But 10 seconds left to go in the second round. Like that. Better round for Eric Donovan. But definitely a Rosie Ramirez round. Definitely. Or a BC Ramirez. I keep getting their name mixed up. Donovan tries to land something but doesn't go. And look at that. One body. Oh, good left hook. And these shots are hurting Donovan. And how bad is that cut? It's a cut above the left eye by the looks of things. How bad is it? It's definitely bleeding, but they don't have it on the right side. It's not on the same side. I think that's Tommy is it Tommy McCarthy, the cut man's guy's name is? I recognise him. It's a good cut man. But he's getting this advice again, Eric Donovan. I think, let's have a look-see. I look at that uppercut. That was a beautiful peach of a left uppercut. And that is what started it. Potentially could have landed on the side of the glove. That'll just slice through the skin like butter. Like a knife through butter when you land with kind of that side of the glove. As I said, Donovan had more success in that round. He retaliated on Ramirez. But Donovan is throwing shots for scoring purposes. He's trying to use volume punching. He's trying to land more shots. He's trying to just get these shots in and get out. However, Ramirez, his shots are having an effect. A big effect by the looks of things. I have to say, I've seen a few of Ramirez's fights. And I thought, okay, he's getting better. He had a rocky start, but he is getting better. I'm very impressed in this fight. He looks very good. And he's hurting Eric Donovan with these shots. He's finding a home, and Donovan trying to fight back, but Ramirez looks completely in his element. Looks happy to stay in the pocket. He's able to push Eric Donovan back. When he hits him, he hurts him. And good punch selection. Misses a bit wildly there. Yes, he misses a bit wildly there, but Donovan, I don't know, his timing just doesn't seem there. But that's a good little combo. That was low. That was low by Donovan. But a nice little combination, nevertheless, by Eric Donovan. And again, he's trying to take center ring. That's where he probably has most success. Keeps getting pushed in the back foot. Jab match. It's becoming nice. Oh, good uppercut from there. Oh, and a big shot. Big left hook from Ramirez. That put Donovan right on the back foot. And he's hurt. He's done. That's it. That's it. Stop the fight. There we go. That's it. That's it. Yeah, no, he's complaining, but I think let's have another look. I think that if he got back up, he's complaining and saying it was premature, but I think the right may have been on the wall there for Eric Donovan, unfortunately. What was Jamie saying? I like Ramirez switching things up in his last performances. He's forcing too much at the start of his career. Now he's just picking his shots carefully. Very impressed I was with Ramirez in this fight. Very impressed. And look at the difference between what Ramirez did and what Zelfa Barrett did. Now, weight above, yes, but that was impressive. I was impressed by that performance. I gave Eric Donovan a shot in this fight. I really did. I thought if Ramirez is still kind of a bit finding his feet still, we could be in for a surprise here. We could be in for a good fight. But that was impressive from Ramirez. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. And the punching power seems to be increasing. His shot selection is very good. He was hurting Donovan with pretty much every shot he landed. I have to say that was a very good performance by Ramirez. Rocky started his pro career. I know he avenged that loss, but Rocky start nonetheless. But that was a very. Let's have a look. See at this, right? So Donovan landed a good combination. Got hurt with an uppercut, and then a hook. Another hook went in, and then a left hook on the temple. Oh, that could have been nasty. Because Donovan was kind of motionless there when he went up against the ropes. And Ramirez, it was like he went to throw and then kind of pulled it back. And believe me, if he'd have hit Donovan there, that would have been not nice. Because Donovan would have got his head taken off. And that wouldn't have been, you don't want to see that. I don't have an issue with that stoppage personally, and I think that the right was on the wall for Eric Donovan. Damn. No, I don't know Eric personally. I've never met him. But I was kind of hoping he might be able to pull something out of there. But look, it is what it is. It is what it is. E Machine thinks it was premature. I mean, like, he was cognizant. And I believe me, it looked as if there was a moment where Ramirez could have actually cocked it and landed while Donovan was kind of out on the ropes. If he'd have landed that, he would have absolutely knocked Eric Donovan into outer space. Yep, stoppage. Big up to E Machine as well. G Men's. Man, big up. Big up. It's actually good that we have boxing on today and tomorrow. Because normally on a Sunday evening, I'm getting ready to do a review of the week, which is going to go out Monday evening. Because I'll be talking about all these fights tomorrow night. And yeah, normally I do a review of the week on it'll be on a thing. But normally on Sunday evening, I'm doing a review of the week, maybe looking at the true crime and stuff like that. And now we have boxing. That's why I like the Sunday shows. Bridge, I'm very impressed with your commentary. Impressive, impressed. Oh, thank you, mate. I don't know why. I don't normally like doing the stoppages. Or stoppages. I just read it on the comment there. Big up to Sean. Um, I don't. At the start, when I started doing these watch alongs, it wasn't to do commentary. But I just people like it, so I keep doing it. I think like when I'm doing the DAZN shows and the watch along, I always say to people, my commentary might not be perfect, but at least you're not listening to. And now, wait, he's coming in, and oh, what a right hand! Mike Costello is just oh my days. Very good stoppage. If only we could have done that glass team. It was. I have no issue with that stoppage, mate, personally, and that would have ended a lot worse for Eric Donovan. Believe you me. Yeah, I agree. That was a good stoppage. Good stoppage. Yeah, I agree. Ramirez showed class. Yeah, like I'm telling you now, man. If he had hit Eric Donovan with that shot, Eric Donovan was complaining about the stoppage. Believe you me, if he got hit with that shot, he would have been. He would have been complaining about nothing because he would have been getting stretchered out there. Seriously, he would have been getting absolutely stretchered out of there if Ramirez had cocked that shot and thrown it. And see, here's the thing, right? Look at what Sky are doing here. Now, as if people need any invitation, but there's Sunday football, Premier League, Saturday night football, West Ham versus Liverpool, Wolves versus West Ham. Or sorry, yeah, Wolves versus West Ham because West Ham are playing on Sunday as well. Now, you could run them ads on the darts. You can run them on the boxing. You can run them on the F1 for other sports. Do you know Josh Taylor was fighting on Saturday? Well, it's run there. The Sky Sports marketing and the pull. I think Eddie Hearn is only well. I'm sure he realizes. I'm sure he realizes now how big an impact Sky have because it's such a known quantity and it has such a wide reach in the sport of boxing or in the sport world in general because it has all these sports. I mean, football is the biggest sport in the UK by a country mile. I I would hazard a guess that darts is probably the second biggest. I would hazard a guess that maybe it's darts or possibly F1. I don't know about rugby, but if you kind of one of them three, and if you're running boxing ads, plug and shows, that's helping your company out exponentially. Please say when you start Josh Taylor fight commentary, as I don't want to listen to this guy. Well, I'm going to commentate on that fight. Of course I am. Of course I am. And you don't have to listen to Sky. And literally, I've got a good like quality one, so it's live. Like I have it kind of on the box here. Like I'm paying, but I have a good quality one, which is pretty much live. So we're good in that regard. I was reading this in some chats here. Even the people, hope you're having a good night. We're having a good night. Yeah, no. Spot on. No, I agree with you there. Adam Smith gets a lot of stick. And he does things that annoy me. Like me and Jamie agree that when he talks over the ring walk, especially when it's a big ring walk like Kell Brook or something, we're just like, sure, we want to see the ring walk. Because you do like seeing, like George Groves ring walk. I used to love listening to that. And they used to be quiet for it. And I like that. And I don't like it when they talk over the ring walk because you want to watch that. But he loves boxing and he has a more of a TV voice. When he gets into a fight and he starts shouting a bit, I like it to an extent. Like he's not my favorite commentator, but I definitely have I definitely would prefer it. But if you gave me a choice, you got to listen to a show. It's going to be either commentated by Costello or Smith. Who would you rather? But like Smith every day of the week. Yep, he's finding his feet. I thought that was a good, very good performance. Ramirez was class. He's finding his feet now, and I think that Ramirez, he ticked a lot of boxes in that fight. That was the best I've seen him. His shot selection looked good. He looked to just be so calm in there. He wasn't forcing anything, and oh man, if he keeps on improving, take the loss out of the equation. Loss isn't the end of the world. Yes, it was on his pro debut, not ideal, but he looked very impressive in there. Very impressive. Ramirez was class. He was. John Doherty versus Jermaine Brown, Zach Shelley would be fun. Yeah, Jermaine Brown is very good. My fellow G man, from one G man to another, big up. But Jermaine Brown is very good. Doherty got a bit found out against Jack Cullen. He did. He got a bit found out against Jack Cullen. And Zach Shelley beat Jack Cullen, but he just didn't get the decision. Go back and watch that show. That was, you know, Zach Shelley won that fight. Um, I would actually probably go and say maybe Jack Shelley is the best out of the three. Potentially, although Brown looks very good. The undercard is absolutely shocking. Yeah, it's not great, lads. It's I thought that fight would be better than it was. Let's have a look. See, uppercut goes in, hook goes in, then backs Donovan up, misses with a hook. Donovan's up against the ropes, gets hit with a big left hook. He's on the so he's on the ropes, defenseless, and Ramirez has the chance to load up and throw it, and he doesn't. Now, some people would say he's not showing killer instinct, but at the end of the day, you don't really want to kill the man. That's yeah, because believe me, Donovan was out of it there, and he's got a free whack. Defense is free whack. He would have absolutely took Eric Donovan's lights out. Yeah, Natasha Jonas is all right, isn't she? She's definitely all right. She's what 37. She's all right for 37. Definitely all right. Yeah, I'll admit I'm a fan of Natasha Jonas in that regard. Anyway, come on, Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline. Here, I would imagine. What time is it? It's 9:30. Well, 20 to 10. They were talking about 10 o'clock ring walk time. I reckon that they're going to do that next. I reckon they'll do a couple of previews, and then we're going to go. Yeah, he did. He lost his pro debut, as to did Marquez. Who else lost pro debut? There's a few lost their pro debut. Who else lost their pro debut? There was someone else as well. But yeah, it's at the end of the world. And the Hopkins debut was at light heavyweight, and he was a middleweight champion for what, a decade, over a decade. So it shows they're showing highlights of the Kell Brook Amir Khan fight. Apparently, Khan has 3 weeks to decide if he wants to invoke the rematch clause. Now, in all honesty, for both men, that's the biggest money fight. That's a big money fight again, because they still get paid millions. Khan, in my opinion, doesn't need it. You should do what Vladimir Klitschko did, because Klitschko had a rematch with AJ. He could have taken it. He didn't. And I think that was right, because he would have got bet again. And Khan took a beat. Like, look at this. He's taking a beating in there against Kell Brook. So, Yulushinov left Matchroom with no backup promoter and has been stuck in Kazakhstan having nothing fights, which is a shame. Yeah, Daniel Yulushinov. Someone asked, yeah, Daniel Yulushinov. He's another talent that was looking like he was finding his feet in the pro game but gone quiet. Yeah, Matchroom got rid of him. I guess he wasn't entertaining enough for them, but he was starting to show signs of finding his feet, and I guess it was just too late for Matchroom, which is a shame because Yulushinov, I like Yulushinov, I still do. I think he's a good fighter, and I think that they didn't give him enough time. They didn't give him enough time. Yulushinov is a good fighter, very, very good, talented fighter. Did he choose to leave Matchroom? I thought Eddie Hearn binned him. Oh, so he chose to leave Matchroom. Okay. I genuinely thought Eddie Hearn binned him. Kelly apparently signed a boxer now out on March 26th. I don't like that, mate. Not Zach Chelly, but I don't like the fact that they're doing a card the same night as Josh Warrington. I just think that's ego from promoters. Eddie Hearn's done it, and this is Ben Shalom doing it. It's not Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn had that date planned for weeks in advance, so it's Ben Shalom doing it, and I don't like it personally. Oh, for God's sake! Later, as do I want to update stuff. I don't like that. I like it when if you can get it a week after or a week later or a week whatever, just do it. But don't be smashing two shows together. And like, I'm not gonna watch the React Report fight. I'm literally gonna watch. I'm gonna watch along the Josh Taylor or Josh Warrington versus Kiko Martinez too. I'm gonna do a watch along for that, and it's gonna have it'll probably have Bridges versus whatever her name is, Ramina, in the main event or co-main event. That'll be a fun little scrap. Kell Brook in Scotland tonight. We're probably discussing the Eubank fight. I'd say one of the first things Ben Shalom did was discuss that Eubank fight with Kell Brook. We shall see. I'm just trying to get comfy here. We shall see. We shall see. I hope he doesn't personally. Like, I think that Kell Brook, if Amir Khan takes the rematch, happy days. You got another easy fight for a payday. But I really think that Kell Brook should just say, right, boxing, you've been good to me. You've made an absolute killing. You won a world title, and you beat your rival who you chased for a decade. That's it. That's it. Are they doing the main event next, or are they putting a show filler on? I kind of hope they just do the main event next. Um, I like some of them show fillers are good. I think they've done. I'll just box rack this. I think they have done all the show fillers anyway. But I'll just double check it. Yeah, I reckon that this fight's going to be next. I think that every single thing has already been. They've already done all the show fillers. Let's just check and see. Event on box rack. Event on box rack. Oh yeah, yeah. They've done all the show fillers. So there's only one possible fight. A guy called Mark McCown or Mark McHale, and I doubt very much the 6 rounder. Ooh, I doubt very much they'll put that on next. So it looks like that Ramirez or not Ramirez. Looks like Taylor and Ting is next. Let's be having you. Let's be having you. I hope we get to see this soon. I like this fight, man. It's gonna be a fun little scrap while it lasts. It's gonna be a fun little scrap while it lasts. Johnny Nelson ripping into it. Was he? See, I have the commentary turned right down, so I can't hear what's going on. So Nelson was ripping them. Nelson is a pundit. I mean, it is funny. He is a good gloves are off kind of guy, though. I give him that. Brooke Cam was one sided to justify the rematch. Yeah, I know, but it's there. Like, and look, I don't like rematch clauses constantly being in place in contracts. I mean, like, this is a prime example. There's a rematch clause here. Does Khan deserve it? No. Was it competitive enough to justify a rematch clause? No. But they'll say, and here's the thing, right? I know he's not going to take it, but if he did take the rematch clause, they will spin some tale up. Oh well, Amir Khan in the week before the fight, was abducted by aliens and probe, and that's why he couldn't fight properly. They'll make something up like that and try and sell it. Like, that's the reason why he lost or why he was so poor. There's definitely more fights on Sundays. Yeah, I know, I like it because, like, most Sundays, as I said, like, in the evening I'll do a review of the week or something, and just means I'll do it on Monday evening instead. But um, like, it's something to do. Like, I mean, I normally don't do much on Sunday evenings these days. If I'm live streaming in before 6 or after 6, literally it's just a case of, if my friends aren't doing anything, I'm in for the evening with nothing to do because I don't really watch TV. And maybe I'll watch a movie or something and then get recording. But that's it. That's literally it. And nice to know tomorrow I've got some boxing to watch, which is good because it's nice. Unless maybe there's darts or something, or maybe I'll watch that then. Do you like Ben Shalom as a promoter? The right fight's um, kind of like the British Al Heyman. Doesn't do much chat, creates the fights, doesn't talk to the media much. Ben Shalom, he's definitely doing work. He's putting work in, definitely, and he's getting the fights made. I think Ben Shalom, he doesn't strike me as having the ego of a Hearn, and I think Hearn's ego can be counterproductive. I think that, like, look at America, how many people he's rubbed up the wrong way, and I think that Ben Shalom. Oh, I'm sure you wouldn't want to be in his bad books, but I don't. He doesn't seem to have that. It just seems like he wants to just build his brand, get it up and running, and get these big fights made, and that's kind of it, really. Whereas Hearn has an ego. He does. He's an ego, and he's upset with pretty much all the promoters in the US to the point where none of them want to work with him. This whole DAZN deal is I don't know what's going on there because apparently they had an extra billion pumped into them by one of their investors or one of their title sponsors, something like that. So I don't know. It's an interesting one. Yeah, he said he couldn't believe there was some other heavyweight in Scotland. They're both, yeah, man, they are both, and that is like the Scottish title is like you're number one, you're number two. It's like what the hell? It's like a Punch and Judy show. I think Cartel, Josh is unbeatable at 140. In your opinion, I don't think he can beat the top three at 147 if he moves up. Well, only time will tell, mate. Only time will tell. We need to see how he goes. You know, we'll need to see how he goes at 147. I definitely think Taylor can have some success. And you need to remember, right? Josh Taylor, when he goes up to 147, which I reckon it'll be this year at some stage, I reckon you're talking maybe one or two fights max. Spence and Crawford have it that weight. So it's not like he's going into a division where he's going to have to try and wrestle a title off one of the of Spence or Crawford. Those belts would be fragmented. We could imagine seeing Josh Taylor versus Conor Ben. I don't. Boots Ennis would be a hell of a fight. Boots Ennis versus Josh Taylor at 147. I mean, Boots Ennis is huge. That would be a hell of a fight. Yeah, Josh Taylor is better than them two. Josh Taylor's better than they'd ever be. I'm really pleased this fight is just on regular fight night, not pay per view. Um, he's probably the most. Well, with Josh Taylor, people would say to me, "Who's the best fighter in Britain?" Who's the best fighter in Britain? Would you say it's Tyson Fury, Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith? And I say Josh Taylor, and it's not even a case of Josh Taylor with someone close. It's Josh Taylor like in a league of his own. Like he is over there, and all the other guys are here. That is how much Josh Taylor is better than those guys. I remember the first time I seen Josh Taylor. Now I might have seen him earlier in his career. I just not really like recognized it. But the first time I really seen him when he came to prominence was on Channel 5. That's another thing. He was fighting on Channel 5 terrestrial TV, which is another good way to build fighters, in my opinion. He was fighting Dave Ryan on Channel 5. I think it was for the Commonwealth title. And I'd say Dave Ryan is a journeyman, or he's retired now. He was a tough journeyman. He'd been in there with, you know, a lot of guys over the years. He'd only ever been stopped once on an injury. And Josh Taylor just blew him away. Just went in there, blew him away. And at that point, I looked and I was like, and it wasn't just the fact that he blew Dave Ryan away. Give me one sec, people. There we go. I forgot to plug the charger in, and I was like, why is that saying -20? And then I realized, oh shit, I didn't plug the charger in. But yeah, Josh Taylor. It wasn't just the fact that he beat Ryan because that kind of I expected, but it was just what I've seen from him: the punch selection, the calmness, the timing, the reflexes, the speed, everything. I was like, oh, this guy's talented. Now at the time, I'm going to admit it. I hold my hands up. I'll just say it. I thought O'Hara Davis was very good as well, and I picked O'Hara Davis slightly to beat Josh Taylor. I thought it'd be competitive and close, but I thought Davis would nick it. One of my worst picks, probably right up there, one of the worst. But I knew Taylor was talented still, and I didn't think he'd go on to improve to this level to the point where he's on pound for pound and undisputed. It's quite remarkable, really. But Josh Taylor, tremendously talented. Taylor can't sleep on Jack. I don't think so. I don't think so. Sounds like Sky might be eyeing up Taylor Brook. Oh man, I wouldn't like to see that. Like again, makes sense for Josh Taylor at 147 for his debut, but I wouldn't like to see that at all. Um, just for the simple reason that Josh Taylor he beat the crap out of Kell Brook. Evening peeps, won't bother with the radio this time if G-Man's commentating. Yes, mate, we get the commentary team. It's lone commentary tonight. It's just your boy. I have no one with me, so it's just your boy. But I'll be commentating on the main event. Looks like a seriously fun atmosphere in that stadium. I've never been to Scotland. Never been. Marshall was meant to fight March 12th, but I don't think Ben wanted to clash with Woods Conlon. So moved it to the second. Yeah, which is nice. Yeah, yeah. Like the yeah, basically. Yeah, I think that Woods Conlon fight was going to do very good numbers. That's a good fight. Like Woods Conlon, I don't think it would have done well having. You could have got Marco on, and it would have done well. I see Barry Jones there in the background with Ron McIntosh doing the commentary team with Carl Frampton. Barry Jones used to commentate for Sky during the summer. I wish they'd get him back. And if they could get rid of Matthew, see right there, right? They've got Barry Jones behind with Carl Frampton. Get the two of them in Matthew Macklin's seat, and we're good to go. Taylor Brook is actually a good fight. I'd favour Taylor very heavily, mate. Very, very heavily. There's been a good, and then it's been popular. Josh isn't that popular, especially you're going to put him on pay per view. Yeah, I just think that Josh Taylor, he's for whatever reason, he's not really been. I don't know. Like I think Josh Taylor is a cool guy, but for some reason, I think just whatever reason, people just don't take to him. What time is the undisputed fight? Well, I think are they sing? Is she singing? I'm not going to play it. Is that girl singing the national anthem? I think she is. So we're literally, I'd say 5-10 minutes less. I think Josh Taylor will be more powerful. Yeah, I agree. He definitely looked drawn on that scale yesterday. He definitely looked drawn. He didn't look good at all. Yeah, all round fighter, Josh Taylor. Holy mother of God, I missed a lot of chats. I missed a lot of them. If Usyk has to relinquish the belts, he won't have to do that. I can't see that happening. Well, no, they get scared. I mean, like that's just yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen. But of course, they wouldn't. Like it's not how it works, mate. Like I mean, like Usyk won them from Joshua. They're not just gonna give him back to him. Of course, they get scared. Like they didn't do that with Klitschko. I mean, they might let AJ fight for a vacant title against someone, but they're not just gonna give it to him. But I don't think that situation is gonna happen, mate. To be honest with you, Josh is man enough to fight Crawford. Yeah, he would as well. He would. He would take them. Yeah, that wouldn't. That just wouldn't work. And for a publicity stunt, it would just look terrible as well because it's not like you're essentially talking about someone who got comprehensively beaten, outpointed by Usyk. You can't just give him back to that guy. You'd have to at least, if you want to say like, right, AJ, you want the BBA title back, fight Hellenius. That I'd have more truck with that than just giving it to him. Is by far the best British fighter. Yes, even over time. Yeah, by a country mile. I won't be agreeing with that. O'Hara could have been good, but he fell in love with his power instead of learning. I think he fell in love with a lot of things. He fell in love with his power, his ego. He wanted to live like kind of the rock and roll lifestyle, and it just didn't. He stagnated badly, badly. Yeah, man, that was painful to watch. That was on Channel 5 as well. It has been to be one. Methinks time to be a difficult one. Methinks time was short and town. Much respect. Big up the penny every time. I gotta be frank. I thought originally this might be a bit competitive, but the more I think about it, the more I think Josh Taylor's just gonna blow this guy out of the water. I reckon mid-round stoppage. Yeah, I'm still picking Wood. Still picking Lee Wood by knockout. By knockout. Man, Michael Conlon's garbage. Like Mike Conlon, like that garbage. That's a bit harsh, but he's nowhere near as good as people make him out to be. I'll just say it like that. He's nowhere near. That's empty now. He's nowhere near as good as people make him out to be. For me, I'm going with. I like the little thing they're showing. All the classic fights. There's Leonard Hagler. What else? Oh, they're pulling away from it now. There's Hearns and Leonard. Other fights that they shown. I can't see that one. Oh, is that? No, couldn't see it. McIntosh. I do not like, but I'm not particularly a fan of McIntosh as a commentator, to be honest with you, but I would rather him over Costello. I would. I just something about McIntosh has never really, I don't know. I'm not really been a fan of McIntosh on commentary. Pulls out late and while and steps in and fights right. Would fight him? No, he'd fight. Well, it depends. Like if they keep the title on the line, then yeah, he probably would have fought. Well, then yeah, he probably would fight. If they take it off, then maybe not. Probably not. Josh Taylor definitely, 100%, 100%, 100%. Josh Taylor. If it's the let's say Ricky Hatton who fought Costa Zoo against Josh Taylor now, or the Ramirez Taylor, yeah, Josh Taylor beats Ricky Hatton in my opinion. Stops him actually as well, probably. Cash Farouk versus McGregor would have been a fun fight in the Hydro. What happened? Cash was a good talent. I don't know, mate. It's a mystery for me. It was sudden, um, and like it, for me, it was really sad. It was a really that's one of those retirements that kind of you really feel like you feel for the fighter regardless, but that really made me feel for the fighter because Cash had his whole career ahead of him. He had his whole career ahead of him, and he was so talented. And I would have given him a very good chance in the McGregor rematch, especially how McGregor looked in his last fight. And for him to have to walk away without fulfilling his potential, and him not walking away because of his own choosing per se, it's harsh. Like when you see Andre Ward retire, Carl Froch retire, Triple G when he retires, they've done it. They've been there, seeing it done at Ward T-shirt. But Cash had so much to do that he's not gonna do. And it's just sad in that regard. There are excellent fights available for Josh. Yep, Kell Brook, Liam Smith. Yeah, that's more of I probably still favour Kell Brook in that one, actually, to be honest with you. Liam Smith, it's at 154, Kell Brook. Yes, big up to Jamie. I'm going straight on to his after this. Straight on to his after this. Have I missed many? No, I haven't. Thank you. Big up to Jamie still in the chat. But yeah, literally, straight to Jamie's when this finishes. And literally, right, when this fight ends, as in like when the knockout happens, I'm doing my post fight. So literally, it's going to be a case of record my post fight. So I'll be straight off, and we can hop straight on to Jamie, and I will get my post fight review out, and then I'll hop on Jamie. Taylor's going to light up Jack. Yeah. Why is that? Oh, I thought it's the way they're doing it with the belts. I thought like why does this keep fading to black? Apparently Chisora offered a Huey Fury fight. Bruh. I don't like that fight. I think Chisora needs to call it a day, mate. Like if he wants to have one more fight and then call it a day, go out with a win. I get that. That to me is okay, but I don't think it's a good idea to go in there with guys at this level. I want to see this ring walk because it's nice to see. Very rare do you see someone go out with all the belts, like the four of them. And Josh Taylor, this gotta be a serious ring walk for him. It's his homecoming. He hasn't fought in Scotland since 2019, I think, when he fought Baranchek. Yeah, he fought. Was it Baranchek? Yeah, it was Baranchek. He's not. Look at those belts. Lee McGregor has the ring one. He's got the drums. He's got the bagpipes and the kilts and all the belts, man. This is what you call a homecoming. I wish I could turn this up. But here comes John. I'm going to watch this back when we finish because I reckon that this ring walk is going to be epic. It's going to be epic. I wish I could turn this up, but I'm obviously talking on here. So, but yeah, man, that atmosphere in there looks unbelievable. Oh my God. I wish I was there, man. That atmosphere looks incredible. I actually get the same postcode area as Jack Catterall, where the Taylor might do a Lacey on him rather than show. Yeah, Taylor, I reckon is gonna just wanna grab something real quick. He's gonna absolutely beat the crap, I think, out of Catterall. Jack looking confident. What chuff is it? Ron McIntosh, Tyen Boot, I think was the guy who came up with that name, the Black Skeleton he called him. Oh yeah, actually that's a good shout by Eric there. What's up, G-Man? Late to the party. Have you talked about? I haven't seen it, but I know he lost. Yeah, Rigo got beat over 10 rounds. Yeah, Rigo he got outpointed over 10 rounds. Pretty crazy, actually. I wasn't expecting that. I actually picked him to win, but yeah, he got outpointed over 10 rounds. Guillermo Rigondeaux. Well, that's him finished. I mean, he is 50 after all at the end of the day. So how much more has he got left at that age? Anytime, mate. Anytime. What should my bet be on, lads? I'll tell you now, right? I do a little fantasy prediction league, right? And I sent my picks in, and I'll tell you what round I have. I put Josh. Okay. Oh, I'm regretting that now after seeing it. I actually thought it was a different round. Okay, so I picked Josh Taylor round 8. If I'm a betting man, I would say go for round 6. Go for round 6. A big up to chat boxing with Yemi Babatunde. I think I got it there. Shout out to Babe. Or shout out to Yeah, I mean, sorry about that, mate. But big up to you, man. Good little channel there, by the way. I've been on there actually as well, and I'm happy to come on if he ever needs me again. But yeah, he has, I think, 150, 160 subs. Knows the stuff about boxing. He's a good guy as well. I appreciate the £2 anytime. What's up, G-Man? Decision. I'm not thinking decision, mate. I'm thinking it's going to be a KO or stoppage for Josh Taylor. 98 in the chat, 52 likes. I haven't asked once, but if you could, lads, can we get up to about 70 likes? If you could, thank you, Nick, for telling that. 101 in there now. Who you going with this one? Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor inside 6. What are the odds on Josh Taylor inside 6 between rounds 1 and 6? If you can get good odds on 1 and 6, I would put it down on that. If I'm wrong, so be it. But I wouldn't be shocked if we get. I think we're going to see Josh Taylor look wicked in here. So yeah, I would go with that. Josh Taylor in 6. Yeah, I got to admit, man, I'm quite liking them as well. Sky really did land on their feet with Ben Shalom, a boxer. And Ben Shalom's putting on some good cards, to be fair. Sky really did land on their feet with that one. We on the cranberry juice tonight, lads. Mad Saturday night. Mad Saturday night. No worries, mate. I've been laughing at this from the start. This could be a tricky one for Taylor. Not that I said he wouldn't win necessarily. Yeah, I can see how potentially it could be tricky, but I just think that arena, that atmosphere, he's going to raise his game. 3-1 for 6, bet 365. That's not bad. I think. No, 3-1 wouldn't be bad odds. That's not bad odds. 31 years old, Josh Taylor. 18 fights, man. And he's already undisputed. And his last 6 opponents, only one of them, which was Victor Postel, had a losing record. And that was the Terence Crawford. No, I say had a loss, not even a losing record. That was the Terence Crawford. I would still take the rounds 1 to 6. Look at that. Look at that. That looks amazing. Oh, man. I wish we had like an event like that over here. You know, where we had a fighter like that, we could have an event like that. Yeah, that's a good shout, Simon. Yeah, I would. Him to get knocked down twice, could easily see it happening. Man, this is looking. I'm looking forward to this. I don't know why. I love watching Josh Taylor fights. Let's go. Referee giving him instructions. Marcus McDonald's the referee. Mark McDonald's an okay ref as well, to be fair. Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, sanction fees are crazy, especially if you've got all the belts. You're paying all them. But Taylor, I don't think cares. He wants to defend his title. Let's go. Let's have a look. See. Bell about to go. Come on. And here we go. No. Now, he held that for a while, didn't he? All right. Josh Taylor. This is the weird thing. Look at the feet. Instantly. 2 southpaws. It's very rare you see that. But Josh Taylor trying to establish the jab early on. And interestingly, he's not biting on the feints. But Catterall is wary of Josh Taylor. He seems to be biting on them quite soon. Taylor looking much bigger. Instantly, you can see the naked eye. Whoa! Shot goes in from Jack Catterall. Oh, that was a surprise. Left hand lands by Catterall, just back Josh Taylor up. Now, that wasn't a surprise. And Josh Taylor's been speaking about that. You need to land a Hail Mary right hand. Or Hail Mary left, I should say, because he's obviously southpaw. But interesting, Josh Taylor's be worried about that. He needs to look at his defense. But I don't think Josh Taylor's going to be too worried. There is a big size difference. Taylor trying to get inside into a clinch. That's interesting. So Jack Catterall seems sharp. I kind of wondered myself, would the occasion get to Catterall potentially? There has been times where he's looked good in fights, and then he's ended up just kind of stopping, like in the Tyrone McKenna fight. Looked very good at the start, and then just kind of sailed his way through. Josh Taylor again on the jab, has the reach, has the height, backing Jack Catterall up, lands up again the ropes, but doesn't really do much when he gets him there. And Jack Catterall throws a straight kind of 1-2. Doesn't land fleeing, but it gets kind of Josh Taylor's attention. I'm about a minute and 30 in, so I'm a minute and a half into it. I've seen a check go in there. See, I think they always say orthodox to southpaw. It's the southpaw who has the advantage because he's used to fighting orthodox. But it's weird when you see two southpaws. It's a case of who's more used to fighting the same. Because they're used to looking for the southpaw or the orthodox right. They're not used to fighting two southpaws. And normally you don't tend to get the great fights when you see two southpaws either. Very messy first round. Catterall has Taylor in a headlock now. Taylor just, I'm at 55 seconds to go in the first round. And Taylor just again probing, looking to back Jack Catterall, has Jack Catterall backed up then, coming into his neutral corner. Catterall just throws a few shots there, misses. Josh Taylor saw him coming. And Taylor into a clinch, landing a few shots just on the side of Jack Catterall's head, wrestling back up again the ropes. Very messy kind of first round by both guys. Referee gives Taylor a warning to both fighters actually, for one for hitting on the side of the head and one for holding. And Taylor again. Taylor is so much bigger than Jack Catterall. He's trying to operate at close range, but it's weird. It's almost like Josh Taylor is. It's weird. Almost like he's too big to get in a close range with Jack Catterall. Catterall lands a couple of jabs there. Honestly, I think Jack Catterall's nicked this first round from Josh Taylor. I think he has. There's very little shots that have been landed, and big up to Daz. I've not got the bag. Well, that'll do. The London Fund. That's exactly. I'm going over there this weekend. A fiver will help, man, and as will the £5.50. Rooting for Josh Taylor tonight. 6 rounds, or if it goes to full 12. You mean the full 10 or the full 12? Because that was an interesting round. Let's have a look at this left hand that landed. So Taylor, bang on the money, and okay. So it was a bang on the money left hand from Catterall that went in, landed clean on Josh Taylor's chin, and it was kind of like Catterall kind of pushed Josh Taylor back. So it was with the back foot went. But that was the Catterall round. Jack Catterall won the first round, definitely. Josh Taylor didn't do anything. Now, I've seen Josh Taylor start fast in the past. That was very slow start. Jamie Moore in the corner. Now, I don't really rate Jamie Moore the highest as a trainer. He's not the worst, but he's definitely not as good as people make him out to be. So we'll see what instructions he's given Jack Catterall. Ben Davison obviously in the corner with Josh Taylor. I think Ben Davison is a good trainer. Let's see how the second round goes. First round, Jack Catterall, definitely. Josh Taylor didn't do much. He comes out a lot more speed this time. Definitely. Josh Taylor looking to establish the jab. Catterall still moving. And Taylor, again, looking to find his way in. But the jab from Jack Catterall, the right jab from Jack Catterall, seems to have Josh Taylor at bay almost. And again, the size difference is real. Josh Taylor appears to have the longer arms, but he's trying to get in at close range. At close to mid-range is where Josh Taylor feels comfy. But I wonder if he just keeps this at distance. Some shots go in there from Josh Taylor. Referee calls time. He was punching again. And yes, referee is right to do that. He is punching in the clinch to the side of Jack Catterall's head. You're not allowed to do that. Referee is doing the correct thing by having a word with Josh Taylor, definitely. And jabs again from Jack Catterall going in. He's having more success early on. An uppercut goes in on the inside from Josh Taylor, and Jack Catterall holds. And he held on there. I don't think he was necessarily hurt, but he definitely was able. Definitely got his attention. And Josh Taylor again trying to get in close range, trying to get in close to mid range. I wonder if he'd be better advised to keep this fight at a distance. I wonder for him would it be better to keep it at a distance, just keep it long range, right hand or left hand misses from Jack Catterall. So I used to say right hand from the orthodox. Forget these are both southpaws. But again, look at that. Jabs from Jack Catterall going in. Josh Taylor's not moving his head. Now Josh Taylor normally has very good head movement. But in this fight, again, another shot's come in from Jack Catterall. Josh Taylor's defense is very poor in this fight. Extremely poor. Now, early on against Prograis was doing quite well. And then Josh Taylor warmed into, whoa, left hand misses from Jack Catterall. Josh has to be very careful here. He is taking risks he doesn't need to take. And there are shots that are just grazing. And Jack Catterall's on point with this jab. The jab is working for Jack Catterall against Josh Taylor. Very much so. Very much so. Josh Taylor trying to get inside. And again, I think Josh Taylor needs to jab with Catterall. He's got the longer reach, by the looks of things anyway. But he wants to work in close. He wants to work at mid to close range. And he's having trouble. Jack Catterall's not letting him. And when he gets close, he's tying him up. It's a good game plan for Jack Catterall. Josh Taylor again tries to get the uppercut in, but he's missing. Lands a good little shot there from Josh Taylor. But again, if I had to pick who's winning this round, it's Jack Catterall. In my opinion, body shot goes in from Josh Taylor. Trying to work, but Jack Catterall gets him off with the jab again. Good work from Jack Catterall with the jab in this. He's having a lot of success. Josh Taylor seems befuddled. Seems bemused almost. Whoa! That, that'll get a warning. Nearly lifted Josh Taylor. Yeah. Referee, yeah, he's right there. Very messy round. Very messy round. But yes, referee completely right to call time. He nearly lifted Jack Catterall off the ground, or Josh Taylor off the ground. And that could cause, like, if you do that, you could be in trouble. Because some of them will dock you a point, some of them will DQ you. And be careful with that. Left hand misses from Jack Catterall. Josh Taylor misses with a hook, but lands some shots up close. Josh Taylor warming into it. Landing some combinations there. Jack Catterall again with the jab into a clinch. Referee calls time. Round ends. I will say I will edge that round to Jack Catterall. 2-0 for Jack Catterall so far. Could we have an upset, lads? Could there be an upset in the air? I would think, given the fact that this is a mandatory, that there won't need to be a rematch clause. I would imagine. And if you could hit the like button, help your boy out, it really would. But Danny senses an upset, and he's got a 2-0 Catterall. I agree. I agree with you there. Good work from Jack Catterall. Very good work. I'm just checking to see what other people are saying. 2-0 Catterall. This could be interesting, lads. This is getting to be an interesting fight. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by what I'm seeing. Let's have a look. Josh Taylor did have a good end to that round, but Jack Catterall did more of what he wanted. He did more of what he wanted. Let's see. Let's see how this third round goes. Again, against Prograis, Taylor lost the first couple of rounds, in my opinion, and then kind of warmed into it. Towards the back end of the fight, Prograis came on a bit stronger. But it's very messy. When they get close, it's so messy. Catterall's trying to tie him up as much as he can. Doesn't want to let Taylor work up close. And he's right to do that. Because Taylor is lethal when he gets into mid and close range. Taylor up again, the ropes, good uppercut goes in from Taylor. Doesn't appear to bother Jack Catterall. Some body shots from Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor with the free arms, able to land the shot there. And I think he sees this jab coming a lot more now. He wasn't seeing it in the first two rounds, but he's doing a better job getting his head around it. And again, the height difference is so much that he's kind of Jack Catterall's punching up, so Josh Taylor maybe is struggling to see this, but he's getting underneath the jab now. He sees it coming a lot more. I think he's reading the jabs from Jack Catterall a lot better. And then he is having success getting them backed up again. And Jack Catterall's turning to his side. It's making it harder for Josh Taylor to land the shots. So good work here from Jack Catterall. And again, very messy on the very messy. And Josh Taylor, he'll get a word for that, but so will Jack Catterall. He's kind of headlocking, very messy in the clinches from Jack Catterall. And Josh Taylor punching on the break. He's getting frustrated. You can tell that. You can tell he's getting a bit frustrated in there. Jab to the body from Catterall. I think that caught Taylor a bit by surprise. Taylor trying to land some more up close. The jab's not really as effective in this round for Jack Catterall as it was in the first two. Taylor using his own. And then again trying to get in close, trying to work. But Catterall sticking to his game plan, using the jab. Even if it's not landing, it's making Josh Taylor think. It's making him reset. And Josh Taylor falling short with his own and missing with his own. And it's not the same. Josh Taylor's not the same snap with his own jab. You know, left hand goes in there from Jack Catterall. Josh Taylor blocks it. It's good footwork from both guys. Again, Jack Catterall just using the jab, just keeping Josh Taylor at bay, not taking any risks, not taking any major risks. Good shot goes in there from Jack Catterall. Josh Taylor trying to work on the inside again, and Jack Catterall just gets out of the way. It's a bit more even Steven this round. Neither guy's really landing that. No, that's a legit punch, by the way. There was a show. Go. Good left hook from Josh Taylor went in there. But I don't think it had full snap on it. It didn't. Jack Catterall retaliates. But Josh Taylor warming into this fight a little bit more. Having a bit more success in this round. Jack Catterall not really landing. Yeah, he's thrown, but he's not landing. I think Josh Taylor's doing the better work in this round personally. I think this was a round that's going to Scotland. But again, very messy with the jab as Josh Taylor. He doesn't look good at this. I think Josh Taylor needs to move up after this fight. I think this is his last fight at 140. The same sharpness isn't there. The same sharpness just doesn't appear to be there for me. And what I'm going to do once this round Sorry, Pete. That always happens when you do StreamYard on your phone, by the way. It always, always, always happens. It always boots you for some reason when you use it on your phone. I knew that was going to happen. At least it didn't end it. And I only missed the last, 10 seconds of the third round. So let's go. Can't edit that out now, but it's there anyway. The stream is fine, but overall, the overlay is running. Yeah, the stream is fine. It just boots. Sometimes it'll boot you from the stream randomly. Let's get back into this. I haven't missed a step anyway. I only missed the end of the third round anyway. And we're only 2:20 gone in this round. Taylor leads in with a right hook. He is having a bit more success. I gave that last round to Taylor. I did. I gave that. You think Catterall's up 3? I gave the third round to Josh Taylor slightly. Referee calls time again. It's a very messy fight, isn't it? It's extremely messy, this fight. Very sloppy. Referee warning about the hold. We're only 4 rounds in. Taylor needs to close the distance. I agree. Taylor does need to close the distance. I think that this is the worst I've seen Taylor in a long time. This isn't the same Josh Taylor who fought Jose Ramirez back in May. He looks a lot weaker than he did then. He looks a lot weaker. I think that it's just maybe been a fight too far. Yeah, he doesn't look interested, but I just, the sharpness to me just isn't there. It's just not there for Josh Taylor, but I think he should still have enough to get through this fight. I believe anyway. I believe he'll have enough to get through. That doesn't mean he will. Because the first 2 rounds, Jack Catterall. Last round, give it to who you like. I just gave it, Nick, to Josh Taylor, but I like what Catterall's doing. He's got a very good game plan. He's using the jab to great effect. He's not letting Taylor work on the inside, but that's a risk he's taking there. See, Josh Taylor has a free arm, and Jack Catterall's pulling out, thinking the referee is going to hit on the break. But Josh, good body shot from Catterall went in there. Taylor complained that was low. I don't think it was. I don't think it was low at all. I think that was a legit body shot that looked like it hurt Josh Taylor. Well, the O'Hara Davis fight, someone's asking, neither guy really wanted to do anything, and neither guy did anything. It was just a case of who you like. So don't take that at face value as that's Jack Catterall's limit. He's better than that, in my opinion. Anyway, he's better than that. Taylor's sharpness is just not there. Certainly not. Now, maybe he will warm into it the later this fight goes, but that pick, good work from Jack Catterall. He is winning this round. Backs Josh Taylor up and lands some shots, some combinations. Well, if you had any doubt who was winning the 4th round, it's Jack Catterall round. Josh Taylor is looking poor in there, man. He's looking very poor in there. Not happy at all what I'm seeing from Josh Taylor. He's taking a lot of shots from Jack Catterall. Some of them aren't landing clean, but my days. And there we go. Let's see. That was definitely a Jack Catterall round. And honestly, if you have Jack Catterall 4-zip up, I wouldn't argue with you. I think that Josh Taylor nicked the 3rd round. But damn. Jamie Moore doing some good work in that corner. And I'm not someone who's a particularly big fan of Jamie Moore. I think that he can be a bit overrated as a trainer. I think that I don't think he's as. I think he's one of the trainers I wouldn't be going to personally, but he has his game plan and tactic spot on for this. Spot on for this one. 150 in the chat, by the way. 77 likes. If you could, while we're on the break here, just if you could smash the like button, really appreciate that. Have we underestimated Catterall, or is Taylor just looking really poor? Bit of both. Catterall is showing that he is a good fighter, a very good fighter, and I think Josh Taylor is looking not at the races, in my opinion. Anyway, doesn't look at the races at all. Doesn't look himself. But let's see. Again, Jack Catterall using his jab. The minute they get in close, very messy. But Josh Taylor trying to, that looked like a head went in there. Looked like a headbutt went in there. Josh Taylor was kind of like, what's going on? And very messy up close. And Josh Taylor is normally good up close. Body shot goes in from Taylor. Has the free hand. Referee's going to break it. But again, once they get inside and up close, it's extremely messy. Extremely sloppy up close. Look at this. Based off this performance, that was Teofimo Lopez in there. Taylor would have been in trouble. And he's complaining about Josh Taylor's not looking himself in there. He is complaining about things. Jack Catterall is just doing what he needs. And he's losing this fight, correct? People in the chat saying he's losing. He is losing. He is losing this fight, definitely. Josh Taylor is going to need to get this one out of the bring this one out of the bag. He's going to need to find something. See, he's struggling in there. Definitely. Jack Catterall is having the better of this round as well, in my opinion. People are saying it's got to be. Oh, good shots from Jack Catterall went in there again. People are saying it's the weight potentially, but another right hand or another left hand goes in from Jack Catterall. Jack Catterall is winning this, and Josh Taylor is missing with his shots, not looking sharp. This could be a hell of an upset. Hell of an upset. Josh Taylor is getting owned by Jack Catterall, someone says, and I have to agree. He's losing this fight clearly. Clearly losing this fight. Very poor from Josh Taylor. This isn't the same Josh Taylor I seen in May of last year. Not even close. Not even close. Looks like he's got a bit of damage under the right eye. And even in the even in the clinch, he looks weak. He looks weak in the clinch. Like Josh Taylor is normally quite a strong, very imposing kind of character. He looks very weak in these clinches. Doesn't look at himself at all. Taylor losing if he moves us up, yeah. Well, here's the thing. He won't go straight in the deep end. As what? Andre Ward is Taylor winning? No, Andre Ward is good, but his scoring is way off. Taylor is not winning this fight. Jack Catterall's winning this fight. He's winning this round too. Definitely winning this round. You can give Taylor the third round. I don't mind that, but any other round, they're all Jack Catterall. Again, like Taylor. Oh, good shot goes. Now that was a good shot from Taylor. Left hook went in there. Didn't have much power on it though. Didn't have much power on it. And again, very sloppy up again the ropes. 20 seconds to go in the fifth round. Taylor needs to step on the gas and try and just take something from the last 20 seconds, but he isn't going to get anything. Every time he gets close, he falls into Jack Catterall. I think Josh Taylor would be well advised to just keep this fight at range and just try and box with Jack Catterall. Try and box with him. The referee shouts break, and we are 5 rounds down. And I think Josh Taylor's losing this fight. I think that Jack Catterall can argue, give Taylor 5 rounds up. I do not have Taylor 5 rounds up. I have Taylor winning the third round, and that's it. All the other rounds, Jack Catterall. All the others. 5-zip Catterall. And again, like, the third round was close, subjective. Let's have a look. Right hand's going in again from Jack Catterall. I'm seeing the replay. Jack Catterall's losing this or winning this fight, man. Jack Catterall's winning this fight. I wonder what the fans over there in the SSE arena are thinking. Because this is in Scotland, bear in mind, people. I wonder what they're going to be thinking watching this fight. I wonder is there a few nervous people in the seats now. I do wonder that. I wonder, are we seeing a few people going to have nerves in there? So here we go. Into round 6. Mr. Davison or Mr. Taylor has regressed. Potentially, but I think a lot of this could stem from the weight as well. You got to take that into consideration. But Jack Catterall, again, he is having so much success in this fight. So much success. Josh Taylor is just not there. He's not at the races. And one would ask, if Shane McGuigan was in the corner with Josh Taylor, how would this be? How would that go? Would he be improved? Would it be better? Catterall doing it. He is indeed. Jack Catterall boxing a very good fight. You know, he's controlling things with his jab. He's picking his punches very well. He's tying Josh Taylor up quite well, having a few little defensive laps up close the odd time when he thinks Taylor is not able to punch when he's got the free hand. But Taylor has very little. He's offering very little in response to what Jack Catterall is doing. Jack Catterall looks comfy in here almost. Warming into the fight. More shots going in from Jack Catterall. See, in the third round, Taylor looked like he got a bit of a win. Because he was able to adjust. He wasn't getting hit with the jab as much. But it seems like the jab's put back in his place again. And there's just nothing from Josh Taylor. Very one-dimensional. I'm looking at Josh Taylor's feet. Quite a wide stance. Doesn't appear like his foot speed has regressed that bad. It just seems kind of thereabouts, but just looks lethargic. Just looks very lethargic in here. And let's see. It's not really anything going. Jack Catterall missing with a left hand. Jab lands from Jack Catterall. Josh Taylor not doing much again, using his own jab but having no success with it. Uppercut goes from Josh Taylor, doesn't have any effect. Could be looking at a 12 rounder, lads. And if it is a 12 rounder, How will the three wise men see it? This is a top rank, have a lot of money, and well, I would imagine that they are, as they have a lot more, but I'd say they have they want to keep Josh Taylor. They're investing in him. And uppercut goes in from Josh Taylor on the inside. Again, this has been a very messy round. A very messy round. But no one's really grabbed the bull by the horn in this round. So this could be a swing round. Because yeah, Catterall's been having a bit more success, but he's not really landing much. He's missing with a lot of these shots. Taylor doing a good job getting around some of these shots, to be fair. Doing a very good job getting around some of these shots. Oh, left hand there goes in from Jack Catterall. Josh Taylor smiles, but he knows that got through. He knows that got through. And that could be the difference between him winning this round and him losing this round. That one shot that Jack Catterall landed might not have been the biggest shot in the world, but it's a scoring shot, and it's going to catch the eye of the judges. Grandstand finish from Jack Catterall, pushing Josh Taylor back. And that's going to end the 6th round. Lads, what's going on here? I think we could be in for a shock here. I think we could be in for an upset. I really do. And this is an upset for me, because I genuinely was thinking jab lands from Jack Catterall, uppercut misses from Josh Taylor. That's the kind of way I'm looking at this fight. Jab lands from Jack Catterall, uppercut misses from Josh Taylor. There's no sharpness in Taylor. There just doesn't appear to be any sharpness at all in the Josh Taylor punches, or from Josh Taylor at all in this fight. As we go into the 6th round. Okay, so look at that. Total punches: 120 thrown by Josh Taylor, 39 landed. 180 shots thrown by Jack Catterall, 84 landed. Jack Catterall's throwing more and he's landing more. A fighter throws more and lands more, they win the fight. If it goes to the decision, 9 times out of 10 they should. I hope we don't see any BS decision if this goes 12 rounds, because essentially Jack Catterall, if he's won every round, the very least he'll get now from this point is a draw, unless he gets dropped. If he wins this next round, Josh Taylor is going to have to put Jack Catterall down. He's going to have to put Jack. I don't know. I would imagine not. Because it's a mandatory, so there shouldn't be. But referee's giving Jack Catterall a warning. I wouldn't be shocked if the point gets stopped at some stage. From either man. Look at that. Yeah, no, you can punch. Josh Taylor had a free hand. You can punch in that regard. Josh Taylor doing a bit better in this round, has to be said. I wonder, is he going to try and warm into it in the second half? Has Ben made Taylor weak as piss? I don't know. I think a lot of this could stem from the weight. I think a lot of this maybe stemming from the weight. But Josh Taylor looking a bit better in this round, in my opinion. Looking a little bit better. But Jack Catterall has built up a sizable lead on the scorecards, you would imagine. Apparently Andre Ward had Josh Taylor ahead after 4. I don't know what fight he's watching, but definitely not watching this fight. Jack Catterall fighting the fight of his life. Really never shown anything that he was above European level, but when the tough gets tough, he's rising to the cream rises to the crop, as they say, and he's shown that he is a good fighter. And even if Josh Taylor is able to pull something out, maybe get a stoppage, Jack Catterall, whatever happens in this fight, has shown he belongs at this level. He's not a British level fighter. He's not a European level fighter. He belongs at this level. Because say whatever you want about Josh Taylor, Goodbuck goes in there from Josh Taylor. Jack Catterall doesn't need to be phased at all by it. Didn't really land clean, to be fair. Just kind of grazed Jack Catterall. Goes back to centre ring, doing his jabbing, doing his moving. Josh Taylor trying to get in, can't get inside. Jack Catterall just takes a little step to the side and moves. Josh Taylor again, still trying to find ways in. Has centre ring, not really using his jab. Jack Catterall retaliates with his jab. They miss, but nevertheless, it offsets Josh Taylor. They fall into a clinch. Into round 7. Better rounds, in my opinion, for Josh Taylor, but still. See, rounds like this, the last round and round number 3, they're kind of rounds that are kind of like open to interpretation. So if this fight goes the distance, that'd be interesting to see what happens. But some shots, good body shots going in from Catterall. Taylor starting to bleed. There's a little cut above the right eye, starting to bleed now. That could be the left eye, but nevertheless starting to bleed. Left hook goes in from Taylor into a clinch. Again, these left hooks aren't landing clean. I don't think they have as much power on them as they used to. Very messy on the inside. Extremely messy. Jack Catterall's able to get through that. misses with his shots on Josh Taylor, falls back into a clinch. Taylor lands a body shot with the free hand. You can do that. You've got the free hand, you're allowed to do it. Referee breaks them up again, or attempts to break them up again anyway. As the 7th round comes to an end, so we're past half distance now. Well, it's not ended, but it's basically ended. Both guys are in a clinch, and that's that. Josh Taylor raises his arm, feels he won that round. Again, round, give it either way you like, give it to who you like. But this is getting interesting. Jamie Moore having a go with the referee for that. That's Jamie Moore having a go with the referee. Interesting scrap. Interesting fight. We go to Kell Brook. I'd be interested to see what way Sky Sports are scoring in this fight. If anyone is listening to the Sky Sports feed or anything like that, it'd be interesting to see, because they haven't brought their scorecard up. Normally they show Matthew Macklin's scorecard, and his scorecards are never spot on, but it would give you an indication as to how Sky are scoring it as well. He should have made the move. People are saying Josh Taylor should have moved up after the. I can see he probably wanted to defend his titles one last time at the weight, but I think maybe he, like Terence Crawford didn't stick around at the weight, he just went straight to welterweight, and maybe Josh Taylor should have done the same thing. It's like Wood versus Cam Tszyu. Similar. And the referee is giving these guys a warning. It's been a very messy fight. It's been very messy when it gets up close. Extremely. Taylor comes out and lands a couple of body shots. Jack Catterall still trying to keep it at range. Kell has Catterall up. Interesting. Well, I think we all were on agreement with that, but how did the judges have it? Catterall's stance is causing Taylor problems. Yep. Catterall is fighting a very, very, very good fight. An extremely good fight. Do I box? I used to. Body shots go in from Catterall. Taylor takes them. Oh! Taylor's down, and that's a legit knockdown. I think that's a legit knockdown. Taylor touches down. Lads, we are in for a upset. This Taylor looks bemused, looks befuddled in there. This could be a shock. Josh Taylor has not been down as a pro yet, and now he's touched down. Jack Catterall, that 10-8 round, this will be a 10-8 round. If this goes the distance, this could be vital. This could be crucial. Ben Davison has been talking about that he's not had a loss. One of his fighters hasn't lost in however many years. Well, we're about to see it. Josh Taylor down in round 8. Lands a little uppercut, but there's nothing on his shots. Josh Taylor is looking terrible. It's the worst I've ever seen Josh Taylor look. The absolute worst. I wonder what the fans in Glasgow are going to be thinking. I wonder what's going on in their head watching this fight. This is crazy. It's Josh Taylor down. I want to see the replay of it, but it looked legit to me. It looked legit from where I'm sitting. And Jack Catterall just needs to coast this round, not do anything silly. He's got a 10-8 round. He just needs to coast this round. And literally, I don't think it matters what Josh Taylor does at this point, but Jack Catterall still opening up on Josh Taylor, still throwing some shots. Excellent performance from Jack Catterall. Absolutely excellent. And I was only criticising Jamie Moore yesterday. And some good shots go in from Josh Taylor. But Jack Catterall retaliates. Wasn't hurting the slightest. Wasn't facing the slightest. You know, you do have to wonder about Josh Taylor in sparring, in camp. Because if he'd have looked this poor, you would have picked up on that, I would have imagined. Very poor from Josh Taylor. Very poor. This is not the Josh Taylor of a few years ago, or even, as I said, the Ramirez fight. Daniel Kinahan will have Ben ironed out. El Chapahan. But let's have a look-see. This round is about to end. A big round. A crucial round for this fight. A crucial round for Jack Catterall. That could be pivotal. The fans are rising. They want him. Ben Davison even trying to get them up, cheering to get Josh Taylor into this fight. Crazy fight we're seeing right here, people. It's Ben 100%. A lot of people are blaming Ben Davison. I'm not going to jump and blame Ben Davison straight away. I'm thinking a lot of this could potentially be down to the weight as well. Now, we have to take that into consideration. He did not look particularly good on the scale yesterday, but let's have a look, see at this. Body shots go in from Catterall. And it's weird. Yeah, no. Right hook lands on the chin of Josh Taylor. He touches down. Legit knockdown. Legit knockdown. Why don't you put a timer? Well, I don't think I can put a timer. Taylor looks completely done at the weight. His legs look gone. I don't know what Ben Davison is saying, but Jack Catterall's missus is up and animated. She's delighted with life. Absolutely delighted with life. If Jack Catterall wins another cup a round or two and this goes to decision, if he doesn't get it, man, I really hope that if this fight goes to decision, they don't rob Jack Catterall, because he's done enough. He's picked up enough points already. It doesn't matter what Josh Taylor does, unless Josh Taylor drops him a couple of times. And I don't see that. I don't see that coming from Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor, I think, is about to take the L. He is about to take an L in this fight. We're round 9. Man, this is crazy. Boxing scene is on fire at the minute. Yeah, I'd imagine, man. I was kind of like 50-50. All the way through the day, I was thinking, will I set it for the watch along? Will I, won't, or will I just enjoy it? And I am so glad I did the watch along for this. Man, I am buzzing for this. This is a good fight. Like, it is. It's just crazy to watch. This will be a massive upset, and it's in Scotland. And I look, Jack Catterall isn't just winning this fight. He's gone into Josh Taylor's backyard and he's taken the fight to Josh Taylor. He's winning this fight clearly. He's not trying to just nick these rounds and just mess his way to a decision. He's winning. He's actually winning the fight. Jaw still dropped from the knockdown. It's crazy. Josh Taylor's always showing a good chin. Yeah, smash the like button if you could. 220 in the chat if you could. Smash the like button. Help your boy out. Help me get to 7k subs as quick as I can. 10k by the end of the year. But let's see. Josh Taylor still just doesn't look himself. And again, if Josh Taylor looked like this in training, you'd think they'd say, you'd think they'd realise something and say, look, you're not yourself. You can't fight like this. Yeah, Punch for Jamie's aftermath is going to be lit. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Man, I can't believe. Oh, missed an uppercut there to Josh Taylor. Ben Davison isn't going to take this well. I think Ben Davison will probably take this worse. Well, losing in Scotland, that will hurt Josh Taylor, but Ben Davison really ain't going to take this loss well. And in all honesty, that's what Lee McGregor, people were talking about, oh man, this is messy. People were talking about Lee McGregor looking poor in his last performance, and some saying, I wonder would Josh Taylor follow suit? Potentially. Another good work from Jack. Oh, good work from Jack Catterall there again. Jack Catterall is boxing out of his skin, fighting the fight of his life here. Yep. We were all wrong. My round for Taylor to win is gone. And that between rounds 1 and 6, just subscribe. Man, appreciate it. Big up to you, man. Paul Cook every time. The Ben hate isn't. People don't like Ben Davison. I don't particularly mind him. I think he just runs his mouth too much. It's been a messy fight at times, though. Has to be said. As this round is about to end. Josh Taylor's run. Oh, that's it. And here's the thing, right? In the four belt era, there's only ever been one champion from the United Kingdom in the four belt era of Undisputed. We're about to have two. We're about to have two Undisputed champions in the four belt era from the UK in less than a year. And there was a headbutt went in there. That looked like a hurt. Well, let's have a look. Oh, that was reckless from both guys there. Both boarding with the head. That looked like a hurt. My stream went down. The G-Man one won't let me down. No, man, I'm good, man. This one's staying on. We're staying on until the end of this fight. And then I'm doing a post fight. Oh, fuck, actually, I need to swear. I've got a few super chats, so it's fine. I can swear. I need to get a thumbnail, actually. You reminded me. I need to get a thumbnail for this, actually. Thank you. All right, round number 10, the championship rounds. If Josh Taylor's going to bring it home, he's going to bring it home now. Still Still the same from Josh Taylor. Just does not look at the races. Doesn't look at the ready. Looks extremely poor. Extremely poor in this fight. It's the worst I've ever seen Josh Taylor. Don't count your chickens. The judge will probably give it a draw. Honest to God, mate, I don't. I don't have the feeling we'll see that. I think the judges, they can't score it. I don't see any way to score these rounds other than the Jack Catterall. You can't. His game plan looks perfect. He's nullifying Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor looks one-dimensional. He looks tired. He looks lethargic. He looks awful. He looks absolutely awful. I was going to do a video. Josh Taylor is Robert the Bruce, and Jack Catterall is Edward the Longshanks, the Hammer of the Scots. That's the best way you can describe this. That's the best way you can describe this. Josh Taylor or Jack Catterall is Edward the Longshanks in this fight. And Josh Taylor is Josh Taylor the Bruce. And he is getting battered. Still, like that, there's no timing from Josh Taylor's timing's always been brilliant, and there's no timing at all. Timing looks completely gone. He looks a shell of himself in there. And look, yeah, he can go to welterweight. That's all well and good, but referee's calling time, and here it is. 1 point now. This is interesting. This is interesting. I wonder how a point that. So if Josh Taylor wins this round, it's a 10-8 round. So he's basically brought that round back. So the 10-8 round that he lost, I have my thumbnail. He has brought that back now. So the 10-8 round that Josh Taylor lost, which was the 8th round, I think, Josh Taylor may have reclaimed that round if he wins that, if he wins this. So this is going to be interesting. There's only one winner. And again, referee calling time. It's a messy fight, very messy fight. It's a very messy fight. Josh is showing that he's poor under Ben Davison. Again, Ben Davison getting a lot of criticism in the chat. I can see that. A lot of people criticizing boxer size Ben. I'll talk about that in my post-fight, what I think. Now, I haven't heard the instructions Ben Davis has been given to Josh Taylor. I know Ben Davison's very good technically, but honestly, that point deduction seems to have sprung Josh Taylor into life. He seems to be coming out a bit more fired now because he knows that's made the fight a bit closer. If he's picked up a couple of them swing rounds, he's negated the knockdown. I'm very shot goes in there from Catterall. This is going to be interesting coming towards the end of this fight. Very interesting. Will Josh Taylor get a new trainer? Possibly. He seems to have a good relationship with Ben Davison. Who would you train with then? Who would you go with? Looks like a shot. Maybe if Josh Taylor wants to take a risk, maybe he could go. Ward has 85. Andre Ward, I think you're a great fighter, fantastic fighter, and a good commentator, but no, it's not that kind of fight. 85. Peter Fury's more a heavyweight guy. I was going to say Grant Smith might be a good shout if he wants to keep it in the UK. If he wants to leave the UK, Josh Taylor. Honestly, maybe Freddie Roach. Seriously, maybe Freddie Roach. DQ punches to the face. Yeah, maybe he's in Scotland, man. Andre Ward on the payroll. I think that Andy Lee says the same, that it's what they like. They're still trying to rile Josh Taylor up, but we are 6 minutes away from history, people. History is going to happen in 6 minutes. See what Ben Davison is saying. I'd love to know the advice that's being given in the corner from Ben Davison. It's going to be very interesting. I can't wait to do the post-fight. I honestly can't wait. And I can't wait to see Jamie. If he's still in the chat, shout out to Jamie. I can't wait to see his the aftermath show. And I agree with that. But Grant Smith would have been good in this situation. Grant Smith's a very good trainer and excellent. I'm very impressed with Grant Smith. I think he is absolutely fantastic. And I wonder in this situation, I think someone like Grant Smith would have looked at Josh Taylor and said, "You're not ready. It's a fight too far. Move up. I know you want it for your pride and all that, but you can fight in Glasgow, Scotland as a welterweight." Marcus McDonald, yeah, he's apparently the guy who scored the round for. He scored the that fight for fucking Campbell Hatton when he got battered in Wembley, or not Wembley, in Spurs Stadium. If he thought Ben's hair looked nice, yeah, wouldn't surprise me at all. Josh Taylor's face he's the face of a worried man. Who's Grant Smith trained? Sonny Edwards, and is he training Florian Marco? He might be. He definitely trained Sonny Edwards. And Sonny Edwards looks all the better for it. He looks all the better for it. Jack Catterall looks relaxed. Josh Taylor looks uneased. This has been a very poor performance from Josh Taylor. I can't see them giving him the decision. I really can't. You know that? You know something, right? I'll tell you this story. Sometimes you watch fights and you just know that they're not going to give him the decision. When I watched Callum Smith versus John Ryder, I thought John Ryder won the fight. You just knew he wasn't going to get it. I don't have that feeling for this. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't have that feeling. I don't think they'll rob Jack Catterall. If they do, then I will be having a rant in my post-fight. Can we get to 200 likes, lads? 232 in the chat. Can we get to 200 likes? I'd appreciate that. It just takes 1 second. You can do it during the minute rest. I've kind of gone off commentating on this fight a little bit in the last few rounds, but we'll get back to it now. Jack Catterall was in the ropes there, was in the corner, but got back out. He's again taking center ring, using his jab. Whenever he gets backed up, he seems to have Josh Taylor's number. He's touching the ropes, using the ropes to lean, and then he's just fallen into a clinch, which is a good thing because Josh Taylor, as I said, wants to work on the inside, and he can't because he's fallen into these clinches. And Josh Taylor's not setting anything up with the jab. The jab is missing. This is a very good performance from Jack Catterall. Very calm, relaxed, composed. Head's got a bit close there again. It's been a bit of an issue in this fight, been a bit messy in that regard. But very calm, very good performance from Jack Catterall. Josh Taylor does not deserve to win this fight, in my opinion. I like Josh Taylor. I think he's an absolutely just fantastic person. I think he comes out and the way he's been conducting himself over the last year has been brilliant. But he's losing this fight. He's losing this fight, man. I deserve loads more subs. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. I really do. We get there. 7K in the next, hopefully, month or so, and then 10K by the end of the year. These watch-alongs are fun. I like these watch-alongs. I'm glad I do these now. Again, more shots go. Oh, the Taylor's legs look like they've done a little bit of a little uneasy step there. Oh, and look at this. Look at this. It's such a messy fight. Taylor is going to get a bit of a you-know-what for that. Taylor might get in trouble for that. And if he does, that'll be the difference. Taylor going to get a point deduction? You'd be a brave man to do it in Scotland. No, he's not going to. Messy fight. Very messy fight. And we go into the 12th round. Jack Catterall is winning this round as well. I think Josh Taylor might have got the last round, but Jack Catterall's winning this round for me. Three minutes, 1 round. I'm going to finish with cranberry juice. Complaining to the referee. My referee has been working overtime. And I'm glad I'm on the cranberry juice. So I can stay sober and enjoy this. Nothing stronger. Can't get the fight, G-Man, but enjoying the commentary. Man, if you can't get the fight, I hope this is the next best thing. You don't have to listen to Adam Smith and Matthew Macklin. Matthew Macklin's commentary. Chocolito? When he says Roma Chocolatito Cajales. Is it Chocolito? Referee again. After the round. Man, oh, wow. Oh, I didn't even know. Was that Taylor? That's it. He's done. He's finished. He gave Jack Catterall a little thing at the end of the round. Referee didn't like it, docked the point. If Taylor loses, that's carelessness. Carelessness in its most criminal evidence. If Josh Taylor loses the point on that, it's his own fault. He loses the fight on that, it's his own fault. Carelessness. Carelessness, Josh. Carelessness. It's been a messy fight, messy scrap. And the referee docked the point because that was silly. That was unnecessary from Josh Taylor. Carelessness. I'm going to be interested to see what the scorecards are in this fight. But Jack Catterall, he can just coast it from here, in my opinion. Josh Taylor has very little. And the new pending. Yep. What did he do? The last round ended, and they were in a clinch, and Josh Taylor kind of gave him a little bit of a tap on the head to say, see you later. And the referee didn't like it, docked him a point. And that's careless behaviour from Josh Taylor. You were on your last warning with that referee. Careless. More shots go in from Jack Catterall. Josh Taylor in the clinch. He needs a knockout. It ain't going to come. It ain't going to come. Jack Catterall again, man. Josh Taylor has looked so poor in this fight. So poor. Josh Taylor had a saving grace when Jack Catterall had that point deducted, and he's gone and thrown it away. Jack Catterall is going to win this fight. There is no way Josh Taylor is going to get the decision. It would be a travesty if Josh Taylor got this decision. And I'm a fan of Josh Taylor. I like Josh Taylor. It will be a big up to Penny. She called it at the start of this stream. We didn't listen to her. And I'm going to hold my hand up and say you were right. Spot on. I got this one way wrong. I think we all did. We all got this one way wrong. 1 minute and 20 to go. As I said, there's only ever been one champion from the United Kingdom in the undisputed 4-belt era. There's about to be two. There's about to be two. And his name is Jack Catterall. Amazing. Amazing. I can't believe what I'm saying. Yeah, Taylor is done, man. He does not deserve to win this fight. He does not deserve to win this fight. No way. Swing and a miss from Josh Taylor again. Seems to be saying that a lot in this fight. Jack Catterall, cool, calm, collective, composed, in control. The scorecards were in before the first round. I hope not. More shots go in from Jack Catterall. Could he get a grandstand performance? Could he finish this in style? Josh Taylor holding on. 30 seconds to go. Again, Josh Taylor, nothing to go. Yeah. O'Hara Davis will call out Jack Catterall. Make no mistake about it. He'll want a rematch. Jack Catterall will have a target on his back at 140 pounds. Definitely. He'll have Teofimo. He'll have all the guys calling him out. He will have all the guys. But the round is about to end. Jack Catterall has done it. Josh Taylor raises his arm aloft. Put it down, son. Put it down. Jack Catterall's won this fight. Jack Catterall has won the fight. Hoisted up on the shoulders. Jamie Moore there as well. Jack Catterall deserves to get this decision. Ward had it 102. What? Love the content, bro. Down to earth, G-Man. Man, appreciate the £2. Appreciate that's going in the London fund. Alright, I'm going to save this last bit, right, for the decision. I'll take this last bit of cranberry juice for the decision. I don't know. I wish I could. I want to hear the scorecards. I want to hear the scorecards. And I'm wondering how I can get around playing. I can't play the sound. I don't think I can play the sound. Not a very high volume fight, but Catterall threw more, landed more. They're not going to rob him. They are not going to rob him. If this was Eddie Earn, maybe. No, honestly, they're not going to rob him. They can't rob him. It was clear. Like, Jack Catterall clearly won this fight. Clearly won it. Okay, interesting question. I would imagine no, because it's a mandatory defense. So I would imagine no. I wonder how long it will take. I always worry if there's a long wait before the decision comes, because that's normally they're topping up the scores, and there's normally a few kind of things going around there. Donation to get new curtains. I don't give a the curtains don't bother me, man. They're donations to the my London fund this weekend. The curtains, they are what they are, man. They are what they are. I don't even look at the curtains. The Englishman shut down in Scotland. Fantastic. Shutting down in Scotland. Yeah. As I said, Josh Taylor is William Wallace, and Jack Catterall was Edward the Longshanks, the hammer of the Scots. That's what he was. And here, I think they might be getting ready to announce the decision. No, they're just getting the gloves off. Hope they don't rob him. I hope they don't rob him. You're saying imagine they rob him. I hope they don't rob him. Please, God, don't let him rob him. I hope they don't. I hope they don't. Keep the lights out. Hit the white. There is no light. It's dark outside. White could kill Taylor. A variety of things. I suspect he maybe overlooked Jack Catterall. We all overlooked him, and I wonder that Josh Taylor overlooked him as well. They're not going to rob him, mate. They're not going to rob him. I don't think they. I hope and pray they don't rob him. I hope and pray they don't, because it's just such a bad look for boxing if they do. Be an awful look. McDonald to give, yeah, he gave a draw to Mark. Yeah, he's a bit of a, but he's not scoring the fight now. He's just the referee. Josh Taylor still thinks he won the fight. Oh no, that's Jack Catterall. I was wondering, I was like, Jack, you can win the fight. They do their job. Josh Taylor, arm up, but no, you didn't win this fight, mate. You did not win this fight. What's taking so long? They haven't announced it shouldn't take this long. Taylor was 16-1. Was 1-16, I should say. Yeah, it's like you're not gonna make any money for that. Put money on Josh Taylor without those odds. Waiting for this decision, man. Okay, I think the referee. I think we're gonna take both fighters to the ring. I think they maybe have a decision. And let's have a look see. Let's have a look see. I'm not gonna play it actually because I don't want any copyrights or anything like that. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trusting you guys to tell me in the chat. Ben Davison will be gone. Let's see. We hear the decision get read. It's got to be for Jack Catterall. Has to be. I don't have the sound, but 160, 113. Is it split? Is it split? Split. Fuck. Come on, they got to give it to Catterall. No, fuck you. No fucking way. Fuck right off. The fuck? The fuck was that? He got battered. That is disgraceful. That is absolutely fucking disgraceful. What were the scores? What were the scores like? What was the scores? Like that was fucking bullshit. Oh, mate. Oh, it's 3 up. Oh my god. Yeah, Jack Catterall, man. Oh man, my heart goes out to that guy. Fuck, man. Oh man, man, my heart goes out to him. Oh man. I'm gonna do my post fight, and I am gonna be ranting like a motherfucker in that. I'll talk people. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. On the way out, if you could smash the like button. I'm gonna get the video recorded straight away. I will talk about this in a live stream. A buddy of mine, a good friend of mine, Jamie. I don't know if he's already gone live. He has. I'm gonna share this in the live stream. Copy link. I'm gonna share this in the live stream, but I'm gonna use my crime channel. I'm gonna use my crime channel to share it. Let me make sure I have that on. Actually, yeah, it is my crime channel. I'll use my crime channel to share it, and I'm just gonna monetize myself. Wait there a sec. I have my crime channel, and I'm not even checking monetized. Let's see. I can't even do. Okay. Well, how can I share? I can't share a link. Shit. Right. Well, I'm going to tell you now. There's a channel called Punch Perfect Boxing that's just gone live. Just type it into YouTube. Punch Perfect Boxing. My mate Jamie is doing a show there. He's talking about the reaction. Go over there, give it a like. I'm going to do a post-fight review. People, peace. Peace.